everyone. Thank you for joining. So hi, Carlita, Sherry, Cherie, Tootsie, 26, Gwen. Hello, Miracle. So we all got the news that Joe Biden stepped down, and my feelings were hurt, to be honest with you. But let me say this to you guys. I think everything is going to be okay. We're going to pull through this, and we're going to do what needs to be done. I'm going to share this video with you really quick. It's like a minute video, and we'll go from there. I hope that you all hit the like button as you come on in. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Okay. All
right. It's a historical moment. Joe Biden is not going to be the Democratic presidential nominee. He's out of the race, and there's two big reasons for this. The first was his debate performance against Donald Trump. He showed his full 81 years. He stammered, he struggled to answer, he struggled to fight for himself, let alone the American people who he says he's defending. This caused panic among donors and fellow lawmakers and raised fundamental questions about his age. The second major factor in this was the Democrats' own anxiety about beating Trump. They see a second Trump presidency as a danger to democracy, a possible end of the constitutional republic. They look at the ideas floated by Trump on tariffs as making inflation worse. They worry about the debt. They worry about international alliances. They fear Trump. And that overriding fear of Trump is what compelled them to say they needed another candidate for president.
Okay, so W1 is here. Hey, W1, what's up?
What's going on?
Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody has joined the channel. Red Labels, Sherry, how y'all doing? So look, how you feel about this new situation that just happened?
Me? I'm excited.
Are you?
That's right. Because now there's only one geezer running for president.
One geezer running for president?
That's it.
You know, I feel like I was sad. I was upset because I think they continued to push the narrative that he was old man and he couldn't, he was losing, can't remember people's names. Oh, but people do that when you get 80 some years old. That happens. I feel like, but I also feel relieved, to be honest with you, because I was, me, I've been listening to every news channel, and they talk about the polls and everything and how Joe Biden is down, and he actually dropped after that shit show that Trump had the other day at that doggone whatever you want to call it. I call it a vaudeville show. RNC. And so you didn't watch it because you was like, I'm not watching that hot mess, but I watched it. And I just, it amazes me that people are still willing to vote for this man. And I watched some polls, these commentators do, ask questions of people who are still undecided. It's just unbelievable how some people gave Trump's speech like an A+, a B, a C. And I still can't believe Black people are voting for this man after the racist rhetoric that he spewed while he gave his speech. So for me, yeah, I'm just, I'm glad that Joe Biden can sit down, relax his mind, be with his family, and keep it moving.
Yeah, I agree.
Hello, Carlita. How are you?
I totally agree.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes, I can.
How are you?
Great. I'm great.
So how do you feel about this?
Listen, Kamala Harris is the first person I ever donate to. I am thrilled. I'm overjoyed. I am prepared. I will campaign for her. I am ready.
Yes.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
I'm just, I was volunteering. I was doing some volunteer work for the Joe Biden campaign. So I'm sure I'll be doing volunteer work as well for the Harris campaign.
Yeah. I already have my call list.
You already have your
I already have my call list. This morning when I came home from the gym about 9 o'clock, I keep getting all these surveys, right? And I was like, Biden is stepping down today.
Yeah. They said it
because
earlier.
They kept sending you all these surveys, and I was like, he's stepping down today. And yes, that was their last day to get a feel of how the voters felt.
Right.
And it just, yeah. But I'm genuinely impressed by her.
So genuinely impressed. So impressive?
First of all, she's an educated Black woman. She's so diverse. By the way, we might even be related to her because her mom, the village that her mom came from, the same people that the Indians that went to Guyana came from that village.
Okay.
So we're like 6 degrees of separation.
Right.
Everybody's familiar with that. So we might even be related to her. So that's enough. I'm just, and the joy she comes into a room with. She's always smiling, like everything is going to be okay. I got this.
Right.
That's what she portrays, and that, it makes you feel more relaxed. When Trump comes into a room, you're like, oh my God, which war is going to start?
Right. Right.
Like the entire pandemic, I felt one day I would wake up and we will be at war with some country, some idiotic thing that he said. So I felt like a sense of peace, a sense of calm when this happened.
Well, that's good. That's what we need. We need to feel a peace and calm, and and I got relieved as well. Took a deep breath and I exhaled and I said, everything is going to be okay. I started getting text messages from friends and stuff like, oh my God, he stepped down. Oh my Lord, what's going to happen next? My sister was like, they ain't going to pick no Black woman. I said, no, she's going to win. She's going to win.
My brother-in-law that was in the military, I would never forget this. When Barack Obama made his announcement, that he was running for president, had just left Harvard and came back and made that announcement to him. He's like, there will never be a Black president in my lifetime.
Right.
Barack Obama did 8 years. So all those who are saying there'll never be a Black female president, don't be surprised when it happens.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be so. Yeah, I do too. What you say, W1?
I think we have to take this momentum into the DNC, and I say we collectively as Americans, and also from people across the world, because we may be seeing history in the making. I just found out that Donald Trump actually contributed to Vice President Harris's campaign twice in 2011 and 2013. So there's an image now floating around the internet of his check, his endorsed check to her. One was $6,000 and one was $5,000. So this is what I want on a t-shirt. This is a first. I'm actually researching right now to see if there's been any candidate running against another candidate from another party and actually endorsed the other candidate prior history. So this is funny and ironic. So I'm not sad today. It's actually, I'm opening my eyes and seeing what's going to happen next.
It's funny that you say that, because if that's the case, that's something she's going to throw up in his face.
Oh, I know.
she's gonna say, "Oh, but you endorsed me twice in 2011, and then whatever other year that you said."
She
So I
don't
think
have to say that. She don't have to say that to him.
Right.
She has us to say that for her.
but she can wear the
We will
t-shirt.
help her with that.
I don't think. Let's see. Red Label said this one presidential debate. This is one presidential debate I'm ready to watch. I don't think he's going to.
No, he's avoiding that.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Let me tell you, one thing he will not do is call her out her name.
No.
If he does that, the black and brown women of this country will come out like they've never came before.
Yeah.
Because he has a way of calling people out their name.
Well, he calls her laughing. He calls her laughing Kamala. That's what he calls her, laughing, and he spells it. He says that's LAFFING, laughing.
Well, you know, Donald Trump is that bully that hides from behind. He's not going to call her out her name in front of her face. That's what he's not going to do. Unless if he does it, he'll pay the consequences.
Yeah, he's definitely going to pay the consequences. I think that, he hasn't run for his money this time. So now he's the oldest standing president alive.
That's right.
That has ever ran for president of the United States.
There he is.
He an Hannibal Lecter, whatever.
Yeah. He can have dinner with Hannibal Lecter, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Donald Trump and his miracle heir that magically grew back overnight will have a problem if Harris is indeed the official presidential candidate.
Now, some of the names, and I'm glad you brought that up, because some of the names that are out there. Well, let me start by saying this: Kennedy Jr. had a what do you call it?
A meeting. What is that? Like a impromptu?
Yeah, impromptu. Call the media so he can have a speech.
Yeah,
so he was going on and on and on about, they never called on him to come into the race. He's never been able to debate. And so now he wants to be able to have a debate, and he wants them to, consider him as running as well. So I guess for the Democratic Party. And I'm like, I don't want a man who eats dogs for president. That's just me. But, they're going to have to. Joe Biden endorsed her.
And there've been other people that's coming out endorsing her. There's governors and senators. Yeah.
Right. But they have to choose her as a candidate. And I was telling W1 that if they don't choose her, that is playing, the Democratic Party is not going to win. If she is not chosen to be the Democratic president candidate, I promise you, Black women are not coming out voting. They've already said it. She better be on the ticket, and that's it. So now, but a lot of people, because what's her name? AOC came out and she said that, the Democratic Party don't want Joe Biden, and they don't want Kamala. So they got to play chess. So what are they going to do? Who would be the other person? Gavin Newsom cannot be the person because California is running amok. And a lot of people don't like Gavin Newsom. Who's the other candidate, W1? Buttigieg.
They're so awesome. They're also floating. Yeah, they're also floating around the idea. It probably will never happen. Maybe too early for America. But Jeffries and Harris ticket.
No.
Nah.
What is that?
The Democratic Speaker of the House. Yeah.
No, that female governor. What's her name?
Oh, Whitmer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like she comes from a strong political family. She's very articulate, very knowledgeable, very educated. How look, I would dance for president and vice president women. Oh my God. And don't forget that Kamala Harris not only represents black brown. She represents an Asian community.
That's true. But are most
So
Asian, but most Asian Indian Asians, or is that how you say it?
no, when we say Asians, we're like even like people that that's from Philippines that see her as, you know, they're Asians too.
Correct.
You know, all those people, they're all Asians. That is a category for them, and they all see themselves in her.
Okay.
As much as for a character like they always vote Republican, she might be the reason they vote Democrat.
Well,
You know,
okay. So I also heard that Hillary Clinton would never get on that ticket.
No.
Not on that ticket.
no.
Lost for the Democrats, and nobody's voting for Hillary Clinton. No one is voting, but I heard that too. What about Buttigieg?
Ooh, that'd be interesting.
I don't think. You know, I had liked him but I don't think that Bible Belt is ready for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
The Bible Belt, those states in the Bible Belt is not ready for him.
Yeah.
Sonny, you said Gretchen Whitmer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're talking about Gretchen Whitmer.
Yeah.
Okay, so no to Amy Klobuchar?
Yeah, I know Amy Klobuchar.
She's the senator for Minnesota. And no to Elizabeth Warren?
When you think, I thought about Elizabeth Warren but I don't know about that. I like Gretchen. I think it's like power and power. Like they can move any obstacle. I could just, but they're talking about other people that I've never heard of, like governors from other states.
Yes. Dark horses with clean records.
Yeah, you see, Harris has already been battle tested. Like they cannot find anything in her that has not been found already. So she's truly battle tested. So now, if they might like someone, but they probably wouldn't make it and do all that checking and rechecking and all of that. They probably wouldn't make it. The only person that, go ahead.
I had also thought about Julian Castro too, but I thought about him when Clinton was running, and I thought that maybe when she was running, I thought she would pick Julian Castro because I know exactly what you're talking about, but they didn't, and I don't know why. I don't know. Okay, so first of all, we have to think about the Senate, and so W1 had brought that up to my attention. Like, you don't want to pull anyone out of the Senate, right, to run because I mean, it's such a close number between Democrats and Republicans when it comes to senators. And so you would want to replace the Senate, that seat, with another Democrat. And is that possible if a senator runs with Harris? Isn't that correct, W1?
That is correct. I'm not sure if that's what they will do. Either that or do something like what the Republicans just did. You go to a state that you desperately need, that may be a battleground state where it's 50-50, and you pluck a candidate, a governor, or maybe a representative that's well known in that state to be a running mate so you can pull the state. I don't know, off the top of my head, Colorado, for example. I think in Colorado, there's a guy, Michael Bennett. I believe he's a Democrat. She can pull him. Again, this is assuming she gets the nomination, which I think she will. But she could pull him as a running mate, and then he'll go, "Hey, Colorado is behind you." Coloradans will then come out to vote. They'll solidify Colorado, because if the Democrats win Colorado, New Mexico, Arizona, those states out west, coupled with how Georgia's turning blue, with the amount of folks moving to Georgia, I think it'll be a close race, and that's how the Democrats will edge out the Republicans in the end.
Red Label says from Texas. No. Mitt Romney's too old, right? So what we don't want to do is we don't want to put another old person on the ticket. It wouldn't make sense. So if you take Mitt Romney, but Mitt Romney's name has been running rampant in the streets. But why would you replace one old man with another old man? That doesn't make
sense. And John Kerry too. John Kerry's like 80 something years old.
Yeah.
Good candidate, but again, it'll be kind of a wash.
I think I'm gonna agree with W1. They're gonna go for a governor.
Yeah.
It would only make sense. It would only make sense because to have the true power of a president is to have the Senate. So they'll go with a governor.
Correct.
So the governors that are up for grabs that they're saying is going to be possible is Josh Shapiro, who is Pennsylvania. And you have to remember, Pennsylvania is one of the states that they need for sure to win. And Gretchen Whitmer, she's Michigan. And also Andy Beshear, he's Kentucky. Oh, and Governor J.B. Pritzker from Illinois.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, because Illinois is going to be one of those. It might be one of those battleground states.
So we do know that Pennsylvania is a battleground state, right?
Yeah.
Michigan is a battleground state.
Yeah.
Correct.
Ooh.
And Illinois is a battleground state.
I have one person. I have one person that Donald Trump is deathly afraid of.
Who is
but
that?
He's old too, and I know it'll never happen, but it'll be funny. Andrew Cuomo.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Trump is afraid of this man. I'm telling you. Yeah.
Hey, Bill, Mel said, baby,
he's also a grabber.
What'd you say?
He's also a grabber, but trust me, I know this.
That's not gonna happen.
That is one person he's afraid of.
Eric Swalwell. I know that person. What about George Clooney? No thanks, because George is the one who messed this up in the first place.
George Clooney had to get a book ready because he's the one that started this whole mess,
Right.
He's the one that started this. Joe Biden needs to step back. So we better support us with a huge check.
Yeah, that would have, he messed it up for the donors.
Yeah.
So, that's funny. Hakeem Jeffries.
Yeah.
Hakeem Jeffries, we said that that's too brown.
Yeah. I don't think folks are ready for a double scoop of chocolate.
Now, I think
let's stay where he is. He's second. Yeah.
Oh, she fell off. Everyone is talking about Michelle Obama. And I said, if Michelle Obama got on that ticket, Donald Trump is going to, y'all can lock him up right now today because that's a wrap. He would not win because everybody named Mama would come out and vote for Michelle Obama.
That's true.
But no.
His ear would fall off. You're right.
That would be just too good. So yeah, Bernie Sanders is way too old. Yeah, Bernie Sanders is too old. Because you don't want to put another old person on the ticket. That would just defeat the whole purpose.
Yeah, old people are not. They're just not in vogue this year.
No, they're not in vogue this year.
No.
So when it comes to Mark Kelly even came up.
Ooh, okay.
Mark Kelly came up, the astronaut. Remember his wife. So if Mark Kelly comes up, you have two issues at hand, right? And those issues that the Republican Party is not, presenting or good at presenting, didn't present at the speech at the RNC was gun violence and Roe versus Wade. And so you have a woman on the ticket, and then you'll have, if Mr. Kelly was to be her running mate, remember his wife was shot when
That's right.
in outside. So that's gun violence. So I think that would be a powerful ticket. I'm hot. So let me drop this link on that. There you go.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a slam dunk. Any debate for Ms. Harris. She can also run on the success that Joe Biden and her has accomplished over the last 3.5 years. And there's been a lot. We talked about this over and over, the COVID-19 response and recovery, bipartisan infrastructure law, gun violence reduction. I think that was the Safer Communities Act law, which the Republicans also want to take credit. There's so much that has been done, but it's been buried in the press, which I don't know why. But they should have an opportunity to highlight all of those things at the DNC coming up. So a lot of undereducated voters, a lot of younger voters, maybe they'll get a chance to see, oh, okay, I didn't know all this stuff was done, because all I heard about our vice president is she dated Montel Williams and she's a such and such. So they'll be educated. The rest of the country will be educated. And I just see a bright light ahead of the tunnel.
Yeah. So Red Label says, yes, I saw the Michelle, your country needs you on Twitter a lot today. Michelle is not running. It's not happening, but you never know.
Right. She might come out of the curtain.
Because, so far, Obama hasn't endorsed Kamala. So that's going to be
Kamala is $5 billion in 5 hours.
What'd you say, Carlita? Your phone is breaking up.
Kamala raised $27.5 million in 5 hours.
In 5 hours?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
$7.5 million.
That's good.
Yeah, money's going to be an issue. But now that you have Elon Musk sending Trump ugly SUVs and $45 million a month, it's going to be highly contested. This is like a soap opera. This thing is like a soap opera the last 2 months. I mean, you've got pew pew, duck duck, people wearing things on their ear, people dropping out of races. What's going to happen next week?
Trump is going to be too old for that ticket. Trump is going to be too old for that ticket. Because he's out here right now. I just saw an article where he said that, she's going to be easy to beat.
Yeah.
He's not doing that. I bet you $5 W1 that he is not going to have that debate with Kamala.
Nope, he's going to dodge it.
He is going to dodge it all he can. Did you see the tweet back from 2020 where the Russian time traveler who's dead now, where he said that Joe Biden drops out of the race in 2024 and Michelle stepped in to save American democracy? You know what? If that happens, what happened to that Russian? Carlita keeps dropping off. He too old now. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm excited. I really am excited. And I want you all to just get excited. This is what we've been waiting for. I believe you're going to get to see your first female president. I mean, I think it's going to be epic. I really do.
Right. But the country needs to know who she is. She needs to step out from behind the shadows and show everyone what she's been doing behind the shadows as president of the Senate, vice president of the United States. She's been out there. She's been hitting the ground.
You on camera? Do you want to be on camera?
Yeah.
Hold on. Carlia, you on camera? Do you want to be on camera?
No, I'm trying to remove myself from camera.
Okay.
I don't have on my beauty face.
Let's see. Okay, drop off. Come back. Unless Michelle had 100. Mimi says, unless Michelle has had a 100% change of heart, it's not going to happen.
Correct.
Yeah,
I agree. I agree.
It's not.
I don't think she's had enough of Washington D.C. and politics. I think she's having a wonderful time in retirement with her husband and her book club. Because she would have already been making the rounds, kind of getting a taste of politics in the United States and overboard. But yeah, no more Obama. But again, it could be happen. I don't know. This is why it's going to be a good soap opera.
Because Obama hasn't given his endorsement yet. And this is the crazy thing, because Obama was like, apparently Obama said, asked Joe to step down. Hey, Norris. Asked Biden to step down. Pelosi asked Biden to step down. Everybody was like, you need to step down. We got to win this. This is imperative that we win this election. So he steps down. And then Obama doesn't endorse Kamala, so I'm kind of like
too early.
Why you say it's too early?
It just happened today.
I know.
Certain things don't operate like the speed of the internet. I think we have to wait and see what happens next week.
So you all know that the convention, Democratic convention, is on, I believe, August 18th. So it starts August 18th, I do believe.
Right.
Are you all going to watch? I'm going to watch because I'm sure it's going to be a show.
You think Amber Rose will be there?
I hope not. She can stay over there. She chose her side with her people. Now she can be over there with her people because those are her people. Okay. And those are her words. Not mine. She said that. So those are her people. She can be right over there with them. I definitely will be watching. White women fumbled the bag when it came to Hillary. Yep, they did. They better not fumble this go around. Well, black women are gonna fumble. Okay, black women are gonna fumble. I know some black women out there. I just can't vote for Kamala. I don't. Okay, you don't have to. Because everyone else will show up for you, boo. We're going to save democracy for you, honey. So it's going to be okay. And you can walk around with your dashikis on and your head wraps, claiming that you woke. So we shall see. I don't know who Roy Cooper is, but I do know who Mark Kelly is, Gretchen Whitmer. I got to read more about her. Andy Bashir. I've heard that name before.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard that one, and I need to read more about Josh Shapiro. But they say that Josh Shapiro is big time and loved in his state. That would be a win situation for us, because if he's on that ticket, then we'll have Pennsylvania, right?
Correct.
I think that's a good thing. And I think, like I said on my community tab, it's time to play chess. There's no more playing Connect Four. The big round Connect Four, when you're dropping the big ones in the, when you're at a party. We're not playing that anymore. We're not doing that. We're playing chess. Okay, we're sitting with the big dogs now, because Project 2025 is real, and they are coming after us, and they are seriously wiping things away right now as we speak. I read an article where CNN has fired with 300 people, and they have taken out DEI.
Yep.
So it's no more DEI and CNN.
They claim they're reducing it.
Reducing it. And so what's happening now, so Roe versus Wade, they took away affirmative action.
Yep.
Okay. Now they're working on DEI. And just remember, Republican Party's ammo is going to be Kamala is a DEI president. DEI is is their new word for the N word, right? That's how I see it as well. I think that's just a derogatory. They're using it derogatory. The derogatory way. So, it's DEI. remember, Kamala is a very intelligent woman. If anybody comes up to you and say, "Well, she got all these black men put in prison," well, what were the black? They should have been committing crimes. Okay. What else happened? Wait. I mean, you want
The Microsoft, yeah.
Of course, she got black men put in prison. That was her job.
Yes.
That was her job.
Exactly.
Right.
She didn't pick them up off the street and send them to prison. It was her job.
It's her job to do so.
I hate when people say that. It was her job. She also sent white men to jail too. The prison, it was her job. It was her job description.
Right. It's her job. That's what I said. It's her job. It was her job to do. I don't know why people bring that up.
It's not people. You know where it came from? That was a Heritage Foundation line that came out 9 years ago. It came out of that think tank.
Yeah. Yep. So, it's going to be an interesting battle. I'm sure they're going to talk about her past. But every time they bring up her past, you go right over there and you bring up Melania's past. Okay? That's how you do that. Because we can show that all day long. It's all over there.
The sugar mama.
What'd you say?
I said she's a sugar mama, right? No, or I don't know how that works.
No, she's a sugar baby.
Oh, gotcha. Thank you.
Donald Trump was the sugar daddy.
Got it.
So every time
we don't have to bring up Melania past. We dealing with Trump. He have enough past.
Oh,
that's true. I didn't think you're right, though. You're right, Carlita.
Wait a second. Isn't his sentencing day coming up?
Yeah.
They moved it to September.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So
they moved it to September. Right? Did they move it to September?
I think
they did.
Hey, Mickey.
Yeah. We could talk about the women in the elevator, the woman in the dressing room. We don't have to bring up Melania Paz. Let her stay in her corner. Let's deal with Trump himself. Let's go bullseye. Let us go straight ahead. We don't need the peripheral people around him. We going straight for him.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm in the middle of making that T-shirt.
Well, I'm gonna talk about both of them, Corlett. That's what I'm gonna do. Because what you're not gonna do, you're not gonna sit up and just talk about this woman, dog her out, talk about her past, and then you got this nasty man and his wife, right? That came over here to meet a nasty old man so she can get married, so she can get a green card. I'm gonna talk about it. I am not. I don't claim no religion. It ain't in me this year. I'm going dirty. So y'all can go high because I'm going to go low. I'm going to be right in there with Trump. Yeah, that's okay. Nah.
The one thing I don't want is for her to feel like she can't come back at him in the way he comes for her. Like if he comes dirty, she should hit him right back with the dirty. I don't want her feeling like, oh, I can't say that and I shouldn't say that. However he comes, you meet him right there.
Right. Because that's how they play.
Like me. If he comes, whatever he comes to fight with, if he comes with a bat, you meet him with a bat. Don't think that you can go below that and meet him with a spoon. No, meet him with whatever weapon he comes with, meet him with that.
Right. That's how I feel.
Democrats always feel, we can't say that. We shouldn't say that. We're a diverse group of people.
And that's what makes me so mad because they always do that. It's like, you know, and I think that's why Joe Biden was just stuck when he wanted to say something. I think Joe Biden wanted to go ham on him, but he couldn't because he was like, oh, I just want you and I think he got all tongue-tied and flustered. And he was mad because he was lying. It was like this dude is lying just with that little smug face of his lying. He looked like a little Beelzebub. That's what I call him, Beelzebub. He's just like the demon seed that should have just been. Let me stop. Because you appear her. I can't stand Trump. I cannot stand Donald Trump. I'm sick of the people. Can you imagine if Donald Trump wins, how these people and how the out here in the world that are MAGAs and how rude they're going to be? They're going to be rude and nasty. Because when he was in office before, they were rude and nasty. I should know because I was in retail. They were rude and they thought they could just talk to you any kind of way. It was real nasty. So when we're going to see.
They're so entitled. They feel so entitled and superior.
That's how they act.
Yeah, that's what he does to them.
Right. So I wanted to say this. Let me pull this over real quick. What the Biden administration has been doing for the American people. So they've had the strongest job growth in history. They have more than 40 million borrowers stand to benefit from student debt relief. So I know a lot of people have, because my cousin got her student debt wiped out. I don't know if y'all know anyone that has done that. Have you went to college, you got your loans wiped out or whatever. I'm still working on mine, but the Supreme Court stopped it. 11 million jobs were created since 2021, and that has risen, I do believe. 100 actions to lower household energy costs by $100 per year. That's good. Gas prices down more than $1.60 from 2022 peak. That probably has gone up, though. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but remember, the president, this thing about the president controlling gas prices. We can do a whole show on that thing, because we know that's not really how it works.
Pell Grants, they increased Pell Grants by $900.
That's right.
Let's see, 750,000 new manufacturing jobs.
That's his big flag right there.
Record low unemployment rate for Hispanics. Record low unemployment rate for African Americans.
Yep, lowest in 51 years.
Record low unemployment rate for people with disabilities.
Yes.
Now I want to say this too, that DEI is about people who have disabilities, Black and brown people, people in the LGBTQ community. This is DEI. That's what DEI stands for. So and women. So I don't want people to think that it's just about people of color, because it's not. It's a range of things. And I happen to have a couple of friends actually that work. What do they do? I can't remember. They work with DEI, but they go out and they do conferences and stuff like that, and talk about diverse in companies and everything, diversity in companies, and this is going to interact, have an impact on their employment, because they are wiping away DEI programs. So that's huge. Let's see. It says here that millions of Americans are saving $800 per year on health insurance coverage.
That's right.
They have raised the minimum wage in federal workers and contractors to $15. It should be a little bit higher than that.
Correct.
Because inflation. People are still making $7.25 an hour. Did y'all know that?
Yes.
No.
The minimum wage is still $7.25.
It's officially that, yes.
Hey, just simply, that's crazy.
I know.
Hey, 4 Generations Crystals Metaphysical Healing. She said good night from the UK. Good night. Thank you for joining. Y'all hit the like button, please. Don't cost you a thing. Just hit the like button. I thank you. Let's see. 79% of Americans have been vaccinated. That's good.
That was early on.
Right. Led the world in historic release of strategic reserves. What's that?
Oil reserves.
Oil reserve. Okay.
Yep.
And infrastructure, which is huge.
That's the big bill. That's the big bill.
It's huge.
Love that infrastructure.
Right. Because Donald Trump definitely didn't do anything. He didn't do anything. Name one thing that he did besides get people out of jail that were famous.
He restructured the tax act. There's some tax savings for corporate America. That was his big thing.
That was his big thing. Okay. Yeah. Giving back to corporate America. Yeah. And he gave a lot of stimmy checks to his friends too. loan millions of dollars. So that little 2,000 stimmy dough, whatever he gave, $600, $1,200 stimmy check that he claimed he gave. Let's see, $16 million households receiving lower cost or free high-speed internet through the Affordable Connectivity Program.
Yep, that was part of the Infrastructure Act.
Yeah.
So, they've done a lot, although Donald Trump, the Republicans, didn't do much when they were in office. They didn't build a wall, although he said they were almost finished with the wall. They barely, first of all, let's stop talking about this wall. Okay. You can build a wall all day long. These people are going to cross. They've been crossing for years. They got to dig up under that wall. They're going to find a way to dig up under that wall. They're going to throw a rope over that wall. They're going to throw a rope over the wall. Matter of fact, they're going to catch a plane. How about that? I'm just saying. You can't, it's ridiculous that, this man wants to be so divisive and think that the only good people are coming from European countries like Czechoslovakia. Isn't that where his wife came from? Or Russia or whatever.
Yeah.
They got tunnels, jet skis, and drones. They said, Lord have mercy. But when he was up there, he was so nasty when he said that all these countries are coming, these people are coming from Africa, from Mexico, from Venezuela. They're bringing diseases and they're killing hundreds of thousands of people have died with these illegal aliens coming to this country. Like hundreds of thousands. What are those numbers?
Let's pause here for a second because I want to say something regarding that. He said he wants to deport more people, even more people than Dwight D. Eisenhower did in 1951 or 4. Can't remember the year. You guys need to Google this, research this, go to a library in your neighborhood if it still exists. But what Dwight D. Eisenhower did, it was called, can we say this on YouTube? The Operation.
The Operation.
When they sent all those Mexicans back. I'll say it.
Oh, don't say it.
All right. Can I spell it?
Yeah.
Okay. It was called Operation WETBACK.
Yeah.
That was the name of the operation. And over, I think, 1.5 million Mexicans were sent back to Mexico. He wants to do the same. And it's interesting that he referenced that incident, that project, that effort, and that president. It just came out of his mouth like it was naturally talked over and over, maybe behind the scenes. So that actually caught my eye, and I did listen to that part of the speech. That was the speech that he made in Michigan, not at the RNC.
But he repeated. But I think he repeated that too at the RNC.
Oh, he did. Oh, 2 days in a row.
He didn't say He didn't say that word. But happy birthday. Just simply, I'm sad that that happened to you. That Joe Biden decides to step down on your birthday. But guess what? We're gonna have hope. We're gonna keep hope alive. It's your birthday. Happy birthday. And I hope you had a beautiful, wonderful day. Everybody say happy birthday to just simply. I wish I had my little thing set up here, but it doesn't work.
Happy birthday.
So yeah, go ahead.
I wanted to say happy birthday, but the other thing I wanted to say, I hear about illegal immigrants. I think that's a Trump problem. Had he completed this wall that he was building, we wouldn't have any more immigrants crossing the border. So I blame him for them coming. Where is this wall? Where is this wall that Mexico was going to build that was going to stop the immigrants?
Right.
Where is it? It's his problem. It's personally his problem, not mine. His.
And he will get in line. I mean, if he becomes president, I doubt it. But if he becomes president, that wall is never going to be built ever. So I don't know.
The wall would have to touch the sky and go to the depths of the earth.
Red Label said they not crossing no walls, so they getting no jet skis and they got drones.
What about the northern border? Like no one comes from Canada?
All the time. You know where they come
It's such
through?
a silly thing.
What I saw this documentary about people crossing from Canada through Mexico. There is one person at the border, one man.
But there were a lot of people crossing through Mexico, but I mean, I don't know. It's the way they show stuff. Like they show like the little hole in the wall, and the rest of the right. It is. It's just all just crap, you know. Let me say this too. W1 was looking at a TikTok, and they, you know how they interview people, and it's like, you know, explain it, W1. My memory.
Which one?
The TikTok where they interview the same lady.
Oh, yeah.
The
Fox
undecided
News.
people.
Oh, yeah. This is brilliant stuff from the internet. Fox News was busted recently for having the same person pose as a, quote, undecided voter. Apparently, she must have been an actress, but they've used her 4 consecutive years. And I think it was 2018, 19, 20, and 21. I think 22 also. But they brought her back on several segments as an undecided voter, where she was stating things like, well, I don't know who I'm going to vote for, but I might end up voting for Trump. And someone spliced together all those videos, and it was the same lady. I have her name. I just gotta. It's just so funny.
I mean, you can't be undecided at this point.
It's all a show.
That's the Republicans' MO. Fox News does that all the time. That's where they had to pay all the money in court. They do stuff like that all the time. That's why they're not a news station. They're just there for entertainment.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not surprised, because I watched a thing like that too, interview where they had like a panel with about 10 people or 12 people, and they asked to rate the RNC Trump speech, and people were giving them A's, and we knew you're undecided, but you're giving this man an A. Like, that doesn't even make sense. You already know who you're voting for if you're giving Trump's speech an A. This man went off, but he went off. I'm gonna give him a C. You know, he began very soft-spoken and he seemed very humbled, but then he went right back into his old ways. I mean, it's Trump. We know who he is. Well, are you still decided? The same lady who gave him a C? Well, no. I changed my mind. I'm gonna vote for Trump. Well, you already gonna vote for Trump. There's no way in the world you should be undecided of who you're gonna vote for. So it's just all a show. I guess they need to have a segment. You know what I mean? Because I looked at that like, these people. I mean, literally. I don't know. It's just ridiculous. I mean, I love Joe Biden. I think Joe Biden did a wonderful job. I feel bad for him because he is an old person, and it's like society is shaming him for being old, and I don't think that's fair. And I think the man comes with a lot of wisdom, a lot of knowledge when it comes to politics, and it kind of broke my heart. I was like, man, I feel bad for him. You know, he's like the little engine that never could. You know what I'm saying? But he made it. Just think about it. He became president of the United States of America with a stutter. Just think about that. He lost his wife and his daughter in a car accident. You know, he remarried. Then he has 2 sons, or he has sons, and then one is a drug addict, and they dragging him for filth. You know, why are we dragging this man for filth? He's not president, but y'all talked about this man every single day. And I know there had to be a toll on Joe and his wife. So it's like, just sit down, live the rest of your life with peace. Because to be honest with you, I didn't think Joe was going to make it another 4 years anyway. I'm going to be straight up. And, you know, he was just slow. And for aesthetic reasons, I was like, he looks stiff. So when I saw Nancy Pelosi go in on a reporter, I mean, she went in. Then I saw Maxine Waters go in, and they're older than he is, and I was like, yeah, Joe needs to sit down. It's not good because he looks worn out, and being a president takes a toll on you. You in the 4 years, you can see just they age quickly because it's a lot of stress. It is very time consuming. You're flying everywhere. Flying in that plane back and forth, back and forth. That's a lot. That's a lot. So, yeah, I'm glad he stepped down and he did it on his time. We know they forced him. Thank you, George Clooney. I never liked George Clooney anyway. I never thought he was the sexiest man alive. I never watched any of his movies. The only time I seen George Clooney when he was on Facts of Life and when he was the. So other than that, I'm not a George Clooney fan. Never have been. I'm just saying.
You don't like him in Oceans 11 and 12 and 13 and 14 and 15?
No, I watched the first one for Brad Pitt.
Oh my God. I think Biden started to crack when his son was convicted. I think that was like, yeah, when his son was convicted. I think that hit him so hard that he just never came back from it. Yeah. And at the same time he was traveling and all of that. It hit him to his core and could not come back from it.
Yeah. Yeah. Because he lost his other son to cancer.
Yeah. Like he said, my only living son. He always referred to him as that, my only living son. I think that was hard on him, very, very hard on him.
I think so too, because he has no. I mean, if we're gonna talk about, and then you had that Margie Nasty Taylor Greene putting up his pictures, his new pictures and stuff up on when. Okay, I'm not gonna talk about the caveman, honey. We can move right along. I'm not even gonna talk about her. This is about Kamala, who her VP is going to be, because we know that they're going to do the right thing. We know that they will make her the candidate for president. The Democratic Party will, and we will go from there. Just saying.
When do you think she'll pick a VP?
I think she'll pick him at the convention.
Yep, he or she'll come from behind the curtain.
Yeah, I think
she'll pick his head
because you only have you have about 90 days.
Yeah, and
the election is November 5th, and then so they have to have time. They're going to have to debate Mr. Vance over there that's in the closet. Now, I did do a show about that. I did an hour show, and I talked about JD Vance. JD Vance is in the closet. Trust me on this. Trust me on this. Okay? Nobody can tell me any different. Ain't no man gonna give you all that money for you to get up there millions and millions of dollars and then get you all kind of jobs where you making millions of dollars. There's no way in hell that dude is straight. Ain't no way. So somebody gonna come out. Trust me.
As long as his closet is highly decorated, I have no problem.
Correct. I don't care. But my thing is, you're sitting over here trying to go after women's rights. You're going after DEI. You're going after all this stuff. And yet you over here sitting up in this closet, okay, in your red pumps. I ain't got time. And so I like to call those kind of people out on their stuff because I think JD Vance is full of it. You go off and you marry that Indian woman because his wife is Indian, right?
Yeah.
You have your kids and you name them Vivek, and I don't know the other babies' names, but they are riding him to death over there on Twitter and in the MAGA world because he's married to a woman of color, and they are going after him and his wife. So it's just like, how do you put a woman like that in a position like that, knowing that they don't even like people of color? Now they can sit there and cheer for Amber Rose. Oh, that whole, but she doesn't look like she's a woman of color. Period. She's passing. I saw her mother. Her mother's very pretty, by the way. But it's like, you know, Emma Rose is full of it. We know that Emma Rose has a whole situation going on with the she got some kind of scam.
Bitcoin
Scam. So
federal charges.
So we'll see. But mark me on that. I was the first to say that. For Amber Rose to say they are the welcoming party, but yet they attacked Vance's wife was comical to watch. Yeah, it's crazy.
They attacked Trump's son-in-law for being Jewish. So you know, these people have no boundaries.
They don't. They don't.
Yeah, that started in 2016.
Yeah, they would say things about it, and you know, they would say things about him, and that was not nice at all. But you know, he kept his head down and made his money.
Yeah,
got his millions of dollars.
He made $2 billion.
That we know of.
Right. So imagine that. So if he goes back to the White House, basically he's wiping it all clean. They're going to come in, they're going to replace all the federal workers and put people who are loyal to Trump into office as if he's king. Okay. I personally said that's probably not going to happen. Now, if he happens to make it to November 5th and get elected, and then, you know, I don't think he's going to be serving 4 years.
You know,
W1 will tell you, before he had that little incident over there at the little at his rally, I said they're going to get him.
I don't know what crystal ball you had. That is true.
I don't know. We remember that we are dealing with a man of advanced age that has never publicized his diagnosis. We know he have high cholesterol. He can drop. You know, he have heart problems. We just don't know. That for sure. We know that he takes cholesterol. He takes a statin, so he has high cholesterol. That we don't know if what area of his heart is blocked. You know, he's not a young man. He's a man of advanced age. So he could have a TIA. He could have whatever. So that's going to take care of that. He don't need outside help with that. He got that under his own control. And,
right.
And W1, I think Obama is going to endorse her, but he never does anything. If you remember his presidency, he never addressed anything immediately. Correct. He has to sit on things.
Yep.
You usually have to sit on things and let it marinate. But when he comes out, he'll comes out. And I think his wife is going to come out with him and they're going to do something together.
And they will be speaking at the DNC, which is going to be a way better show than Hulk Hogan ripping off his shirt.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
You read Red Label's comment. He said, for them to be the superior race, I dare them to spend 30 minutes in full summer sun with no protection and see who comes out unfazed and unscathed. And do it in Arizona. Do it in Vegas when it's 115 degrees outside. Yeah, they wouldn't make it, baby. Trust me.
You know, not only did he have Hulk Hogan, but he had Kid Rock. What is I mean?
Yeah, he had Kid Rock.
The only performer that
I call him Kick Rocks.
Kick Rock and Hulk Hogan tearing his shirt off. I was like, what the hell is going on? Like, what is this? I can't. This is crazy. The ribbon of the shirt. I was like, Hulk walking in the airport like a old man. You know what I mean? It's
when he ripped that shirt, you could see his age.
The way he walks like a I don't know. He's like his feet turn in or something. Like, I don't know. He probably fell
back surgeries.
He's not. He's 8.
D said, I think the VP will be Governor Andy Beshear of Kentucky. He's won that deep red state and is a conservative Democrat. Ooh, I didn't know that.
Ooh,
That's a good one.
a
And I
balanced ticket.
a balanced
There
ticket.
we go. That's Johnson and Kennedy.
That might be
Ooh.
good.
Ooh.
That might be good.
That might be a good ticket.
Yeah.
Information. Oh, okay. Hey, Marcia. She said if Trump wins and doesn't make it the 4th-year term, you don't want Vance to be president either. I know I don't. But I say that because you know the little incident he had while he was over in Pennsylvania. That's what I say. The best VP pick would be Governor Josh Shapiro of Pennsylvania or Governor Roy Cooper of North Carolina. Yeah. So I think it's going to be Shapiro. I don't think 2 women on the ticket is going to make it. I really don't. And that's too much. But I think Shapiro will be the ticket too. But I didn't know about Kentucky. I think that's a good one too. I think that's real good because then you'll pull Republicans from Donald Trump. That's a good one. But does the Democratic Party want a Republican on a ticket?
Well, a person that has conservative ideas. So think like a left-leaning Democrat. I think that's a good decision.
Is he a Republican or a Democrat? I think he's a Democrat of a Republican state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Stacey says Vance is more liberal than people think.
Yeah, he's the one that called Trump Adolf, you know what, back in the day. And that was recently, so.
Yeah.
That's before he drank the Kool-Aid.
Ah, right. Before he kissed the ring.
No.
Sorry about that. You're right.
He didn't drink Kool-Aid, Corlita. He didn't drink no Kool-Aid. He liked power. So he's doing everything that he can do to be in that position. His friend, his bestie, Till, talked to Donald Trump. So Donald Trump could endorse him while he was running for, what is he, a senator or something like that? And so he endorsed him. Now, he can't stand Trump. He cannot stand Trump, but he knows what he has to do to be in that position because his friend, Till, his friend, told him, I will endorse you because he's been endorsing him since he was at that prestigious where they go?
Yale, I believe.
Yale. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's either Princeton or Yale. I want to say Princeton, but I think it's Yale. But he's been endorsing him since then. So that's why I said what I said. And I'm standing by what I said because I almost guarantee you that's going to come out. Somebody going to dig somewhere. It's going to be on Twitter or it's going to be on TikTok. Mark my words.
Sonny's talking about Peter Thiel.
It's Thiel. You say Thiel.
Thiel.
But it's pronounced Thiel.
You better go out there and Google him.
Better Google him. He's the one who owned PayPal. He was
early investor.
No, he created PayPal, but he was an early investor in
Facebook.
Facebook, right? It's all about power, and power is a hell of a drug. It sure is. And so that's why I think that, well, I know for a fact that's what he did. So he endorsed him all the way to Donald Trump to be VP. So, and I don't think he's really qualified. He wrote that book, Hillbilly Elegy. Andy Beshear is loved in Kentucky. He's a Democrat of a Republican state. Okay. Andy's father used to be the governor of Kentucky years ago. The Beshear family polled decently with public. That's a good one. I didn't know anything about him.
That is a good one. And that's what we talked about earlier. So you want someone from a state that may be a battleground state. And again, leave all the senators where they are because it's just too close of a majority at the moment.
Yeah.
So we can't pull a Buttigieg. We can't pull Amy. We can't pull any of those senators. Let them be where they are.
Yeah. I'm ready for it. Can y'all still see me?
Yes.
Okay, there was a blur in there. Um, yeah, I'm ready for this ticket. I can't wait to see who she chooses. But I like that Bashir. So is Bashir a good guy? I gotta look him up. Are you looking him up, W1?
Oh, I could do that.
Yeah, I want to know more about him, Andy Bashir. I've heard his name before though. Um, Vance wanted Hillary Clinton to win over Trump some years back. Either way, he's still a piece of pos. I'm trying to cut back on my language. Yeah, he seems like I don't like him. I don't like him. I think he's run his wife into the ground. She looks tired. I thought she was way older than him. And I looked her up. I said, oh, this woman is only 38 years old. Poor thing. Because if he has her, you know, in the kitchen, like he says women should be, I feel bad for her. I'm talking about Vance. She has a real pretty name. Um, but I'm talking about Vance's wife.
Oh, Vance's wife?
Yeah. What's her name? Pusha or something like that?
I believe so.
Yeah, it's pretty. It means dream or something like that. Anyhow, anybody else want to come up because Corlita dropped off?
I have some info on Andy Bashir.
Okay, share it, please.
He's the 63rd governor of Kentucky. He took office in 2019, December 2019. He was born in 1977. He's the son of Steve Bashir, the 61st governor of Kentucky.
That's what D said.
So he got some lineage there in Kentucky. Smart dude. Looks like he graduated cum laude from Vanderbilt University with a degree in political science. Before becoming governor, he was attorney general for Kentucky from 2016 to 2019. So his rise was rather quick, obviously because of his name. As governor, he's focused on public health, like that, particularly during the COVID-19 pandemic, where his early and aggressive actions were credited with saving lives.
Oh, okay.
Check that out.
That's a good one.
He's also worked on expanding healthcare access, creating jobs, and improving infrastructure across the state. Obviously, with the help of the one and only Biden Harris.
Right. Oh, I like that. That's a good candidate.
So, looks like clean cut, square, Republican state. Let's rock. Let's go.
Let me see what he has.
That's a nice.
Oh, I see him. Governor Andy Bashir, Kentucky. He looks presidential.
Oh, right. I forgot. This is 2024. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. You have to look a certain way, right?
Yeah, you have to look a certain way.
Right. You can't stutter.
You know, Joe was out there looking like a robot. It was sometimes I'm like, I don't even think that's Joe. The way that he walking real stiff, that's not, you know, it's not gonna work. But I'm voting. Yeah, he looks young. But how old is he? About 50?
Looks 1977.
Oh, he's young.
49.
40 something, yeah.
48.
Oh, he's young.
47.
Ooh wee. Oh, because Vance is 36. Or
yeah,
39. I think JD Vance is 39.
Yeah. So, you know, they're pulling the younger. So I think they should, again, remain young. Don't pull older senators. Sorry, Bernie. Keep it young, keep it fresh, keep the ideas fresh. And I think you'll attract more voters.
Yeah.
Especially the young voters.
You have to galvanize these young voters.
That's right.
The same way that Obama did back when he ran. Hey, Stacey, what's going on?
Hey, Sunny. Hey, everyone.
Hey there.
How y'all doing?
So what you think? What happened? What's happening?
I'll be honest. I was hoping that I don't know. I kind of feel a few different ways. A large part of me was hoping that I'm looking at because let's be honest, it's late in the game, right? As far as there's millions of people. What, 14 million people have already voted thus far.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so I'm looking at it in the sense of, okay, now we're going to have to scramble as far as, votes. Okay, who does the Democrat convention, who did they find the most viable and durable person to lead, right? And so I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the disappointment in the youth, those who are dealing with the Palestinians and the Israelis war, those that have been almost pushed into a third party state. So I'm looking at that. I'm looking at, again, the younger generation who's like, oh, I just want a new stimmy from Trump. They're ignorant. And then I'm looking at overall who is equipped to wrangle in the whole party and move forward, right? So a large part of me was like, man, I wish President Biden would have just stuck it out. Sure, get elected, because who else right now is equipped to beat down Trump? In my mind, outside of Kamala, no one that will have that absolute backing, because people are still doing me search over research. They're not going to know enough about presidential candidates and such. So in my heart, I guess I wanted Joe Biden to fight Trump, win the election, and then say several months down the line, okay, fine, turn it over to Kamala. You know, whether
Well,
it was medical. Go
Stacey,
ahead.
I personally thought that that was going to happen. So I thought that he was trying to stick it out till until the convention, and then he was going to step down, because by then you wouldn't have that much time. You would have to let
Right.
Kamala take over, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here's what I think and what I've been hearing. She will be the nominated person. I mean, this is what I've been hearing across the board, because he endorsed her. She will be the person. It'll be stupid for them not to choose her. 1,400 Black women wrote into the Democratic Party and let them know that she better be on that ticket. Period.
Right.
They need that 14. That's just 1,400 women compared to the rest of the country, right? And I'm not saying everybody's going to vote for Kamala. A lot of Black people are probably not going to vote for, and mostly Black men, but a lot of Black women. I said probably 2%. But here's the thing: if you sit here and say, "I will vote for Joe Biden," if he was crawling, crawling or drooling in a wheelchair, I'm voting for Joe Biden.
Mm-hmm.
So if you feel that way, you're going to vote for Kamala as well, right?
Yes, those of us that are actually thinking.
But right.
Correct.
I think now that you have a younger ticket, I don't know who she's going to pick. She's going to pick somebody young, I hope. And I think it might be it's going to be smart if she picks either Andy Beshear or the governor from Kentucky. I mean, Shapiro. I think those are two smart picks.
Yes, me too. I agree.
For her to choose from. And I think with that ticket, they are going to wipe Donald Trump's ass. Okay. They're going to take his fat ass and they're going to tear him up. He's not going to have a debate with her. I do believe that they're going to force Vance to have a debate. He's not going to win. I don't think he has it in him. Vance got to where he is because he was endorsed by Donald Trump, and Teal gave him all the millions of dollars to endorse him. And then he got donors to endorse him. He's not going to be able to do it, because all Vance runs on is women having no rights, period. And the whole DEI stuff. He ain't
in his Marine Corps.
He was in the Marine Corps. I'm glad you served our country, JD. But I heard another guy who was in the Marine Corps with him said he's not a good person. So
exactly.
And I can't think of the guy's name, but if you look on my thumbnail, it's the young Black man that's on my thumbnail that said that about him. He was in the Marine Corps with him, and I believe he's a senator as well. And he also wrote a book. Anyway, so and I should know his name, but I can't remember because my memory's bad. So I believe she's going to win. This is it. This is what you needed to get this party over the edge, because the numbers started falling. They really did. And trust me, I wanted Biden to stay in it, but I couldn't bear see Joe Biden do another debate with Donald Trump and him just stutter again. That would have been it. You can sit here and say all day long, I don't care, but you would have went to the doggone to the voting booth, and you probably would have stayed there for a whole, I don't know, what am I doing? Because it's all about you getting there, pushing those buttons, and making sure that this man would have become president. I just don't think he would have been president. I don't think he would have won, because you got to think about these young people. You have to convince the younger generation. And all they've been doing is talking about how old he is. He's old. I do believe, Stacey, if they would have stuck up for him and got past that stupid debate and never talked about it, Joe Biden would have been the person. But they kept talking about it over and over, just running it into the ground. And it was so bad it stressed me out. And I'm not even, and I almost said, I'm not doing this. I can't do this little YouTube stuff no more because I'm stressed out talking about it. I don't want to hear every time I get on to find a story how old Joe Biden is. And then you got Van Jones. He's just, I don't think he's going to be, he's not good. He needs to step down. He's just too old. Van Jones. I'm like, what are y'all doing? CNN? What are y'all doing? CNN, MSNBC? They were riding.
They ran back and
huh? Every second.
CNN is ran by conservatives. Let's be honest.
Well, actually, they're ran by Democrats, but they're Democrats who like their money.
Yeah,
I had to go research because I was like, oh, something is not right in the
The Warner Brothers group has more conservative-minded people, which is why, okay, I get what happened with Cuomo, but Don Lemon, come on. And then the other guy, I forgot, the Jewish guy they got rid of, who was like an huge analytical person. But one second, Sonny. Melissa has a question. Joe Biden is a good person.
Girl, you gotta ignore those people now.
Let me tell you something, Melissa. Joe Biden.
Don't argue with Melissa, girl. That's a waste of time and energy.
Whew, I was about to really lay out Trump's whole record. Okay. You're right. Let me focus.
I saw that.
Because I was about to really lay out, because Joe Biden ain't grabbing nobody by the punani. That's what we know.
And he's
not a convicted felon. Right. Okay, Melissa. Anyway, so the thing is, just a few weeks ago, Trump was like, Biden should drop out because if Kamala gets it, then we're going to railroad her and da-da-da. The point is that it's a good narrative when you actually break it down. Kamala is a prosecutor. She has been for a very long time. The nervousness that I guess I had is, one, there's a few realities that I am very aware of. I'm aware of the fact that America is still not in a, no, let me put it this way. America, at its core, still does not have a mental capacity or heartfelt capacity to actually have a Black president when you look at the whole thing. Not only that, they are not ready in their mind as a country. I'm talking about old school Democrats too, when you break down the gender aspect of it. It's a woman on top of that, right? The thing is that Kamala, a lot of people will say, well, what is it that Vice President Kamala has been doing? Well, what the hell does any vice president do? You don't hear much about them, while the president is the one that's usually in front of the people taking full responsibility. The VP works in the background, okay? And so a lot of people are like, well, let's look at Kamala's record. Just like Joe Biden in 1994 crying bill. Let's look at her throwing people away. And I believe when I came in, Miss Carlita was talking about it, how, that was her job. She
Right.
did the will of the people. She did what her constituents in her area, much like Joe Biden, much like the majority of the Senate and all of them, were doing the will of the people in the 90s and 2000s.
Right.
So if I'm going to get fired for doing my job, so be it. The problem is she never got fired. She did her job exceptionally well. And so now you have this felon, Trump, and his cronies who, well, be careful what you ask for, because now that Joe Biden, for whatever reason, his duration or his durability moving forward, he's shown that his overall love for his country is far more greater than his ego. So he said, hey, boom, I'll step to the side. You know, if this is going to put my party in this country in jeopardy, fine, I'll step aside. I did not hire this Kamala Harris as my VP if I did not feel that she was fully capable of taking over the reins.
Right.
So I do find comfort in that. That hey, Kamala has been granted, she's been behind the scenes, she's been doing what VPs do. But she's been in those office meetings. She's been in those rooms where they got to make tough calls, where you got to deal with various wars and this, that, and the other. My mindset, I guess, when I first heard the breaking news, much like just simply, it was shock, and then I got this bad feeling in my stomach because I'm listening to the youth, right? I'm looking at the youth, and the youth is the majority of them. Not many people, I could say, open up a newspaper and
Right.
read like our elders did. What do? They go to neighborhood talk, they go to the shade room, right? They go to TikTok. So that's where I had that initial like, gut punch, right? But I do believe, I think it was you and W1 was saying, the ticket does need to be balanced. With the two gentlemen that y'all mentioned, or even the dude, Mark Kelly. Mark Kelly's a former ex-Navy guy, I believe, a pilot.
And the
No,
astronaut.
and yeah, out of Arizona.
Right.
Um, Another black person doesn't need to be on a ticket. I hate to say it. And another woman does not need to be on the ticket.
No.
It needs to be a white man who can appeal to both conservative and liberal ideologies. Um, and that's just it. And I believe whoever brought up the gentleman, the governor from Kentucky, that's fantastic. Bashir,
That's a good ticket right
yeah,
there.
that's the Bashir.
Westmore.
Yeah.
Westmore is his name, D. Thank you so much. Westmore is the young black governor that was in the military,
Maryland.
the Navy, the Marines with Gavin.
Okay.
I mean, not Gavin.
Yeah. And
JD.
so I believe, yeah, absolutely. Though it's gotta be a balanced ticket.
Yeah.
To that is, as much as we like to say. I mean, yes, President Biden, he's done a lot of good things. And for those of you who are confused in the chat, you can literally pull up his stuff under the WhiteHouse.gov. Accomplishments and what each president has done during their term. If you're confused.
Yeah, because they update
I
that. They
digress.
update it all the time.
Yeah, I digress. And so with that, I believe, I believe that at this moment in time, though President Biden has done a great job, and that a lot of all presidents make mistakes. They all have shortcomings, but got to look at what did they actually accomplish.
Right.
Today, we still have things that need to be better, and so I think that having a balanced ticket is going to appeal to those. It doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on. Everybody wishes we could get food stamps or lower groceries. Everybody wishes our gas prices could go down. Everybody wishes there was more peace in the Middle East. I believe that if there's a balanced ticket with Kamala Harris and you have, someone who can relate to both sides of the aisle, then that's who Americans are going to vote for, because the majority of the people that are on welfare are not black people. They're white, rural people.
Right.
All right. They're white, uneducated people of lower income classifications. If you tell them, hey, my Medicare about to be taken away by Trump and his people, you tell them,
They don't care about that.
No, because they're going off of word of mouth. But when it actually hits them in the face, like, dang, you know, that's when I think at that last minute, people will be like, well, hold on a second. And so those young people is what actually put, and black women is what pushed Biden over the hump for his election.
And that's
And
that's who's going to push Kamala over the hump.
mm-hmm,
It's going to be black.
yeah,
I don't care what anybody says. People are always going to talk about, I would never vote for her, blah, blah, blah. If being a black woman and you're saying you never vote for another black woman, you're making, let me stop. Let me stop right now. And I'm going
it's
to
crazy.
rewind to what you said about, it would never happen. They said the same thing about Obama. And so, and I say that because,
Right.
Obama, that was like, what just happened? And everybody that I knew who were conservative at that time voted for Obama. When you are making history, let me say this to you, Stacey. If there was another woman running when Hillary was running, that woman would have won. People don't like the Clintons because they're dirty.
That's true. That's true.
And Hillary didn't do her job by going out there to the Midwest.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in middle of America, and she didn't feel like she had to go there. But her husband told her, you need to go there and talk to the people. She thought she was too high mighty to go there.
Mm-hmm.
And why she didn't go there, and she said it's the deplorables that are voting for this man. And Donald Trump, see what she called you? See what she called you? And that's what did it to her. It was that, and it was that Russian bull crap that they pulled at the last minute with the emails. So, I really believe when Kamala comes out, because we already know what we have. She just needs to get on she's already out there, and she's giving speeches like she's the president of the United States already. Okay, because so she's already on the campaign trail. She's out there, she's campaigning, she's doing a good job. She got people behind her. I think she has white women and black women and women of other races standing behind her, just like Miss Corlita said. But she's Asian, and she's Asian, so she's it means a lot to the Asian community that they have an Asian woman there that's running for off, that will be president. She's articulate, she's intelligent. You can't beat that. And she can go toe to toe with Donald Trump. Donald Trump is not going to debate that woman. I just don't believe it in me.
He's scared. Yeah. He's scared.
Yeah, he's too scared.
All his legalities that he's dealing with right now is going to smack him in his. Well, and that's the thing, Sonny. Look at how she debated when she was a standalone and she was going against Biden. You fast forward these 3.5 years, she's been prepped, she's been groomed, professionally groomed, not like in the Trumpian way. She's been groomed for this position. She's been prepped. She is ready, And so I think that had this, let's just twist it a little bit. Say he fulfilled this race, and then Kamala said, "Hey, I'm going to step down," and say he never dropped out, and later on, I believe that she is more inclined to get voted for this go around as a VP, going to that next level of presidency than she would have been in a standalone election. Right. And that's because she is in this position. She is in the situation room. She is seeing what it is that he's doing. He brought NATO back together. Everything that Trump tried to destroy, he had to reunite on hope and all these things. And so, yeah, she's groomed for that. She is ready. Right. Trump, he gonna write a check to his booty cane cash. We know he is the default king anyway on his bills and taxes. So, I think she's ready. Yeah.
I think she's ready. And here's the thing too. If Donald Trump, see now this is when you play chess, when you move your queen, or you move whatever you need. I don't know how to play chess, but when you move whatever you need to move to protect your queen. Donald Trump, if he doesn't debate her, he's weak. if he does debate her, he's got to come with facts, baby. He's not going to ever come with facts.
That's
because
right.
we just saw him do his speech. I don't know if you watched it, but I watched it and I was like, this man, he had a whole speech he was supposed to follow. He got halfway in it and was like, I ain't saying this. And just start talking about Hannibal Lecter, talking about how, look what happened today. The judge, favored me, and I don't, you know what I'm saying? It's all about him. He's gonna talk about the same because it's there. He can't talk about anything without a monitor in front of him. So when they went after Joe Biden, he's speaking in front of a teleprompter. Donald Trump can't even follow the teleprompter because it's not in him to do so. So when he gets up there to lie and say all that stuff, Kamala gonna look at him and say, now you know you lying. Because she gonna put that black lean on his behind because she do it. Turn right now, you know you lying. You lying. Look at me in my face. Lie.
They are trained at picking apart lies and stumbling and fumbling. Mm-hmm. Yeah. She finna tear him up. I'm more upset at your lack of knowing how to play chess.
Well, I can play spades though. Okay,
period. You said I'm gonna push your head to the
dominoes, girl. My granddaddy taught me how to play dominoes.
I know that's right.
I'll put that on the checklist to do. Hey, so I got the official pit. Well, it's unofficial. I gotta vet this, but I do have the picture of Donald Trump's check, at least one of them, and it was for $6,000. It was 2011, where he endorsed Harris. So I think she should just make T-shirts with the check, picture of this check, and just make $1 million that way. I think there is going to be a debate. I think Trump will agree to a debate, but it's going to be under circumstances that'll be beneficial to him. So, which means no muted mic and probably an audience, because that's his advantage. So he's going to agree to a debate, but I bet you that's going to be his terms.
He wants the debate. It's already been put out there. He does not want ABC to do the debate. He said that they're too biased. He wants Fox News to moderate. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's where he's already. And I heard that hours ago.
Now they should do CNN because CNN likes him too. So do that with your no fact checking behinds.
Okay. He wants fake news, faux news to moderate that.
Because JD Vance didn't even want to have a debate with Kamala.
Oh, I'm sure of it.
He won't now.
Well, he doesn't have to now. Donald Trump. Fox News doesn't even play Donald Trump's rallies anymore because he lies so much.
Well, he had that big blowout with them right before, the last election.
Yeah. Cost them $81 million. Right?
Where's, what?
$1 billion?
Yeah.
He better call his pillow dude. Is he going to have to bite in that pillow that night?
That man is going to jail.
Mm-hmm.
What are they going to say to Kamala? Oh, you're running on Joe Biden's on his issues and all the things that he's done. That's how you run it. But yeah, that's what she's going to run because that's what she,
That's what I already know.
They're going to take it. They're going to move it right along. Hey, Michelle, they're going to move it right along. Follow right in line. I think she's going to follow right in line to what Joe Biden put out there, his agenda. So I don't have a problem with it. I think they're doing good. I think the country is turning around, going on the right track. Okay. And people Donald Trump can sit there and talk all day long about inflation. We know that inflation is up. You know why inflation is up? I need people to understand the reason why inflation is what it is. It is because of the pandemic that was caused in this country by Donald Trump not having his things intact. When he dismantled everything that Obama did, he had nothing to put in place. And so, and I'm talking about the infectious disease team. He didn't have that. And because he said they didn't need it. It was costing too much money. Okay. He got rid of it. And as soon as he got rid of it, and he put those tariffs on China, China said, okay, is that what you want?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, or go ahead, W1.
No, I think that's where Joe fell apart in the last debate also. What they put on the news is not truly a good indication or picture of the economy. And he should have just laid into him as far as us being the biggest economy in the world with the largest gross domestic product. And there's so many other statistics that are out there that he could have used, like annualized GDP, to show how well he's doing coming off of the Trump 4 years. But I don't know if it was, again, over prepped, if it was nervous, if it's just he just wasn't the old Joe. But this economy thing, and the way they use it in the news and the basic news, is just not a full picture of how we're doing.
No.
The only talking point that they're going to have against Kamala is they're going to, I already see it. They did it before in the last presidential debate, well, nominations and all that, those debates, that she's going to be a threat to the Black community. But again, that goes back to her job as a prosecutor.
Yeah.
And so they're going to have to dig deep and find something else.
You really think that's what it is? Donald Trump
yeah.
That's all they have.
is going to be a threat to
That's
Black
all
community.
they talk about.
That's
They're
all they
saying,
have.
well, remember what she did to Black men.
Right.
And you know what she can bring up? Well, what you going to do to Black men? Are you going to have them? Because you're talking about not holding police officers accountable for things that happen. And the Black woman just got killed in her home while she called 911.
Shot in the
police
face.
to come in to save her, and they end up killing her. So if you were President Donald Trump right now, this moment, that man who killed that Black woman would get off scot-free. But thank God that you're not Donald Trump, because guess what? That man is being convicted. He is going to prison right now. Oh, he's in jail right now to be tried for killing that Black woman in her home who called 911 because she needed help. That's it. Moving right along.
I hope she comes out swinging. And when the minute they bring up him, his redlining, his Central Park 5 accusations, all of that. And Michelle brought up the border. The
same way she came up. I'm sorry, Stacey. Same way she came up to Joe Biden when she was running against Joe Biden, told him he was racist. Remember that?
He was racist. I was. Yep. And Michelle said the border. And what's crazy is I believe that the small little fence that Trump did have built, it blew down in various parts of it. It wasn't that big, and I'm pretty sure that Biden extended that border more than Trump did.
Yes.
And so at the end of the day, does border security have to be tightened up? Absolutely. But let's look at historically what has gone on. Let's not just pin it all on Biden, right? And I don't care what nobody say. The amount of drugs that has came into this country for decades wasn't because of one president. I believe that was a government thing, especially the crack epidemic, all of that. And I'm sorry, with the border that we've always had, you can't tell me the government wasn't involved, especially conservative-minded governments, when the amount of drugs that have come in from various countries, Cuba, Mexico, and beyond, had to be flown in or driven by boat, okay? And that stuff is heavily secured. So, I don't know. I mean, we got drones and stuff now, but drones compared to what was coming in the 70s and 80s, you can't tell me. Because that was a whole plot to destroy the Black community, in my opinion. It's not fact, it's just what I believe. But yeah.
Exactly. Trump wants to give police immunity and bring back stop and frisk. See, so now you have, here we go, Kamala. You want to talk about what I did? Boo-boo. Let's talk about what you're going to do.
Right.
So they can't really, because he doesn't have a fight. you don't have a dog in the fight. That's why I say, because Donald Trump is going to come out. He's going to talk about that young girl that was murdered in Texas by Venezuelan. I think it was 2 men or something like that. Snatched her brutally. I can't say the R word, and then murdered her because he brought that up at the speech at the RNC.
Sonny, did you see that clip? And I don't know if I sent it to you or not. They found remember how the Trumpster was saying that he was not affiliated with the Project 2025, this, that, and the other. They found the clip from 2 years ago where he was like signing on, like, yeah, and these great group of guys, they're gonna put on this, they're gonna write and orchestrate, manufacture, whatever, this whole he was talking about the Project 2025 straight up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I didn't send it to you, but
I think you sent it to me. Yeah.
Okay.
You sent it to me. I saw that clip. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's not doing project. He doesn't know anything about Project 2025 because I've already been in blogs going in. I said, baby, he has a different agenda. It's Agenda 47. I said, Agenda 47 goes right along with Project 25. It's mirrors Project 2025. What are you talking about?
But it was specifically Project 2025. And it was people that have been in his cabinet. It was people that he worked campaigns with. Like, I'm like, oh, this gonna be a good debate. Okay?
Yeah.
Because I know they're gonna pull that out and use, all you have to do is use Trump's words against himself.
That's it. But he's not gonna debate her.
Right. He's terrified to.
And he can't remember, because you know what? He's gonna veer right back off into, let's have dinner with Hannibal Lecter, because that's where his mind is, right?
Mm-hmm.
He can't, he is not going to have that debate. I bet you $5. He's not doing that debate.
No, well, and that's the thing. If like much like CNN just did, where they refused to fact check, they refused to redirect. Well, they attempted to redirect him. They just, in a light way, redirect them both, but they refused to like go down that rabbit hole. Like, hold on, Trump, like, or who, I need you to get back, stop deflecting, and answer the question.
Right.
I don't know if Fox News is going to do the same thing. They might do a whole free for all as well. That's not what we need, But ultimately, he's going to lie. If they do not, throw a wrench in all his lies, he is blatantly lying to what they say. Like, it was over like 30 lies the last debate.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, and these people who are uneducated and ill-informed, they literally, much like third world countries, they go off of word of mouth because they refuse to read a book. They refuse to read laws and bills and, so it's like, oh my God. But I do believe that she's going to eat him apart.
That's right.
She's got to come out hard though.
Yep. In case people forgot, you can go on the internet and Google the Harris-Pence debate from 2020, I believe.
She ate Pence up.
Right. So that was only 3.5 years ago. So it's going to be interesting again to see what's going to happen next. I'm stepping down, Sonny. This is going to be a wonderful soap opera. I didn't know the political firestorms and events that happened over the last 2 weeks. I couldn't have guessed all of this would have happened. So thank you for keeping us up to date. Thank everyone for tuning in. Everything is yours. See y'all.
Bye. Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
He finally got a chance to say good night, because remember, he always falls off.
All right.
So, he's mentioned 312 times in Project 2025.
But he didn't have nothing to do with it. Okay.
Well, he doesn't have anything to do because he didn't write it, but he's going to implement it. That's what, because when he speaks out of stuff that comes right out of Project 2025. So that's why it's like, Well, you're either just okay, you're naive, or you just plain stupid to literally sit there and think that Donald Trump, who had no plan when he became president, but to come in and wipe out all of Obama's what Obama had put in place, to put more Republican judges, conservative judges in office because that's what Mitch McConnell told him to do, right? He didn't even pick those judges. If you dig deep enough, you will see that the Heritage Foundation is the one, are the people who gave him the judges to choose.
Well, he laid the framework. He laid the groundwork in preparing his base in
That's all he
America.
did. Right.
Yeah. He said, hey, there's this plan that's going to be coming out, this blah, blah, blah. And so, yeah, and you let them, all these racist cavemen, excuse me, with barbaric mindsets stuck in the 1940s and 50s, write this handbook, and now all of it, and what the sad part is, it's not even sad, it's disgusting.
It's disgusting.
We know as adults, if you are a somewhat half working, half brain holding individual, whether you're compassionate or not, we know right from wrong if you don't have major disabilities or deficits, right?
Mm-hmm.
He knows that this handbook, this plan, this Project 2025 is not good. That's why he is trying to distance himself from it overtly or in the public eye.
Well, it's not good. It's not good for the public eye. But once
Correct.
he gets in office, he will implement
Yes.
those things
He's
because he
gonna
doesn't have a plan.
Yeah, he's going to take ownership because he's
Right.
too unintelligent to come up with his own plan,
Right.
you know?
But
And
you notice
so
how
that's where things. Go ahead.
you notice how when he realized that people were going against Project 2025, he literally said, "Oh, I don't know what that is.
Correct.
I have my own agenda, and it's Project 47 or whatever. It's a name for it." And so it's like, but it's the same thing. So it's the same stuff. He just reworked it a little bit.
Look at, this is what I also think. He talked all that stuff about the Republicans coming up with a way to abolish the Obamacare and this, that, and the other. They failed even while they were in office. They cannot come up with a way to repeal it effectively. And to where it would be palatable for Americans, period. They just failed to get it off the ground. They had no true direction other than we hate Obama, right? And so, well, you failed prior to that, you failed during your tenure, and now you guys just scrapped it and said, well, since we can't repeal Obama, let's just take all of America back to the 50s. Okay? And so, it's just, you might put a blindfold on if you're Republican and just throw darts in the sky. He has nothing to run on other than ego. And that's it.
Oh, so 3 hours ago, Joe Manchin considering presidential bid. Y'all need to chill. So
You need to sit down. Right.
Sit down, because that wouldn't be a good deal either. I mean, I don't know, because he's conservative as well, but he, it's too much flippity floppity. They need to let this black woman run, because if they don't, black women not coming out, y'all gonna have a problem.
Well, and that goes back to what I said. There's, though it's a lot of
Hi, Anonymous. I hope you subscribe to this channel.
Hey, Anonymous.
Trump ends 2024. Okay.
But that goes back to also, it's not just Republicans. There are a lot of old-timey Democrats that are also on the fence that are not ready for a black woman president. So that's why we need our youth. We need our women to show up, our black community to show up. And the black community, our community feels so stifled in our voice and in our, And so a lot of them, too many people I know didn't even attempt to vote because they're like, it's not going to matter anyway.
Yeah.
And
They don't believe that. Yeah.
right. And it's just like, that's where my frustration lies. Again, I always bring up Gary Chambers. Louisiana has a large African American community. Now you put that and you multiply that throughout America. That's what we're dealing with. They're like, it's not going to matter. It's not going to matter.
But but let me say this to you. They said the same thing about Obama.
I know.
And those young white they galvanized those young white kids, and they came out. I'm telling you, I didn't even know who Obama was.
But that's
and
why.
I'm sitting there in a park. I'm the only black person sitting in this park. And I see this man. I'm like, who is that? That's Obama. People came from Missouri. They came from all over around Texas just to come see that man speak. And I didn't even know who he was. And I was like, well, oh my God. And it was all young people. Let me tell you something about young people. When you these kids, especially young girls who are big in the, being able to save their rights. It's a lot of young people that are in politics. A lot. May not be a lot of black ones.
Due to the mass shootings. That's what kickstarted it.
But it's a lot of young white girls. And I'm talking about young white girls in their 20s, in their 30s that want to live their lives without having anybody tell them what they can do with their bodies. It's almost like the 70s. So remember when Donald Trump got elected the first time and they were marching in the street? That's who's going to come out and vote for Michelle Obama.
I know
Michelle, but
well, I know that they're ignited. They're on fire. Those Roe v. Wade youngsters that were in high school, those mass shooter kids. My cousin's stepdaughter is one. Her school up in Michigan. It's not them I'm concerned with. It's the group right above them, the late 20s and early 30s. Who that's exactly what they're mad at. We bring up Obama, but they're like, but Trump did more than what Obama did. And I'm like, what? And so that's what they're going off of. But again, it's misinformation.
They're going off a stimmy check. They're not. Exactly. That's it. They're going off a stimmy check.
Exactly.
He didn't even give you the check. He wanted his name on the check. We'll put my name on the check, then I'll pass it out. That's what he did. He didn't do anything. You ain't getting no stimmy check this time. If this man is elected. I keep
telling them.
Your ass is going
to get you a couple pair of Jordans.
Right.
The checks ain't coming. Okay.
Let me tell you something. If he gets elected, he's telling you what he's going to do.
Right.
If you want to laugh at his jokes because you think he's so funny, he's not doing nothing. This man is telling you, this is what we're going to do. Y'all better open up that doggone Project 2025 because that is his agenda. They are already taking your rights right now. They are redlining. They are making it difficult for you to vote. They are literally going to the VA in some Midwestern state saying they're trying to sue them because they don't think that they don't believe that they should have not a polling booth, but where you can go register at the VA. Okay, y'all can look that up because I just heard that yesterday. His lawyers are trying to sue because they don't want people to vote. They're trying to stifle you from voting.
Yeah,
it's like they're cheating, and I can guarantee you, soon as Kamala get in there, he's gonna start talking about if she wins, if I lose, they cheated. So they're going to start another coup. Y'all can be ready for that. That's going to happen.
Oh yeah. He said it's gonna be a bloodbath if he.
They keep saying bloodbath. They keep saying, the Kevin. I can't remember his name, but Kevin, the dude over Project 2025, he said the same thing too. Liberals better, do the right thing if they don't want a bloodbath. Don't threaten me with a good ass time.
Okay, because we're gonna be ready this time, baby.
I'm prepared.
I'm already prepared. Right. I like what Michelle Cochran, she said that is what AOC said Friday night. They wanted Biden to drop out, but not endorse Kamala. Biden flipped the script on his announcement today. And I think that he recognized how imperative that was, right,
yes.
Michelle? Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
So Manchin can try to come in and run. I'm telling you, they're gonna say, well, no, we because if that woman is not on that ticket, y'all not getting the black vote.
And
That's
I
not gonna
believe
happen.
Clyburn, who helped Biden as far as South Carolina, I think he probably got in Biden's ear too and was like, you need to like settle this, like back Kamala up if you want the black vote. And
Yeah,
I was stationed in Beaufort, South Carolina at the time when Obama got elected. And when I say all us was out there, okay, we called it the prison yard. We was out at the barracks. We was playing that My President's Black, okay? All that stuff. We was out there and them rednecks cannot take it. And we was just so excited for Obama, like, and
yeah,
that was when I saw, I'm 40, I saw my peer group for the first time, the our black community really vote, because he was a black man,
because he was the first black president. That you have the
he
opportunity
was,
to vote
yeah,
for, especially in
correct.
this generation, the first black president. What? Educated, well spoken, nice looking,
Swag,
all
right,
swagger, beautiful
swag,
black
yeah.
wife, beautiful kids. This not
No,
Jesse
look,
Jackson time. This is a whole different.
no
This is different.
controversies, no
Yeah,
baby mamas, no criminal record. Okay, high
none.
GPA in school.
And
Okay.
Donald Trump
Hmm.
hates his guts. They
Right.
they
You
believe. Child, I put up a video with this man. Some video that I saw. I had to put it up there because they're blaming Obama for the attempt on Trump's life. It was Obama. They steal
oh
everything. I
yeah.
said, see, you see the mentality of these people. You can't save these people. So when Donald Trump goes down, they should be going right down with him because I'm telling you right now, they might as well just drink the Kool-Aid and keep it moving. Somebody put up a meme that said Donald Trump gave him the Kool-Aid to drink, but he charged them.
I don't know if I told you this last week, but my archery coach was in attendance at that rally, and
Are
I'm
you
still,
serious?
yes, because he posted it. He posted the pictures, and he's a double amputee. And I have competed with him. He's, like I say, he's my archery coach, and so we've competed for the last few years together. I took last year off, and he was there. And I have hit him up to ask him because I wanted him to tell me what it was really like, you know. And I'm still waiting on him to respond back because he's traveling.
Okay.
But I know he saw my message, and he did not seem. He was smiling in the pics and everything, you know.
Because I don't
Um,
think. Okay, so here's another conspiracy somebody's putting out there. Well, we already said that I don't believe he got hit, right? So now a doctor has come out and said that wound that he has, that wound is nothing. He wasn't hit by a bullet.
I told you that last week. That's not what grazed flesh looks like at all. My brother was grazed, and my other brother was shot 9 times. I know, and in addition to combat wounds and flesh injuries,
Right.
that those streaks that he had on his face, at best, was shards of glass.
Right.
That when you get grazed, it leaves a trail. It is not a fine line.
Well, he's claiming that he got shot in the ear, and that's the blood that went down his face from when he went down.
I'm gonna send you the picture of his ear because I got it up close and personal.
Okay,
I'm
good. Please
the
send it to me. I'm
IG.
gonna put that on my community tab.
It's
I know
real
you're gonna
close, and his ear is still intact. A tip of
right,
his ear is not missing
right.
at all. You know,
And
at
he's
all.
walking
Because
around with that bandage over his ear.
I
And
am
you got
so
those other people walking around with those maxi pads over their ear. What are y'all
okay.
doing?
Listen,
What are y'all
yeah,
doing?
okay. Talking about this is a fashion statement for who? For
The
who?
same people who didn't even want to wear a mask.
Okay. For 15 minutes, they sure did not. I can't breathe, but you gonna put a pad on your ear? Okay.
It's
All
crazy.
right. Yeah. We need some culture around here.
So
That ain't it.
Rachel Maddow is now saying that 20 states will give Kamala their delegate votes. She's
Ooh.
gonna win, girl. I'm telling you. It's on and popping, baby. It's only popping. I can't wait till Tuesday. That's when we all come together with the
Now, I do have a question
politician
about,
blog of it.
I was wondering, because I've never witnessed this in my 40 years of life. I didn't know, I think the last president that dropped out was in 1968,
Yeah,
right? Lyndon B. Johnson or
right.
something. Um, I did not know because I haven't researched it yet. But unless you do, those votes, all those 14 million plus votes that were already cast for Biden, would those just roll over because it's a Democratic vote?
I think they would roll over. Hold on.
Okay. Well, let's see what y'all talking
Hold on,
about.
sweetie. I gotta turn my mic
Yeah,
off.
go ahead. I'll talk to the chat. Um, Correct, Michelle and Gwen. No stitches in his ear were needed. Yeah, you know, and what's crazy, I'm still in a lot of, senior Marine Corps um chats, right? On various social media sites, and I had insider photos from people who were actually there, military people, Marines, such as my archery coach. I did not get them from him, but other Marines that were there. And the scene was painted entirely different, completely different. It was exaggerated naturally from what was put out onto mainstream media. Um, so I think this is just an opportunistic way to say, "Oh, I'm fighting for democracy," and then that whole fist that he put up pissed me off. I think
Did
I
you see
talked
the
about.
baseball player do that at the baseball game?
No, I did not.
What's his name? Tampa Bay Rays or something like that. The guy made a hit and he was like,
But you see how that same fist just decades ago was considered what's the word I'm looking for, defiant by black sports athletes, right? Up on their
or
scene.
even when what's his name, Neil,
Yeah.
kneeling
I'm
quietly,
calling
Kaepernick,
Kaepernick and
Neil, yeah.
Jackie Robinson, all of them. But now it's going to be, and that's what it's about. Let's repaint history. Let's redo history, but make it to where it's appeasable to make us look strong. And I'm fighting for democracy. Where? How about those people that marched in Selma fought for democracy,
I
right?
was literally, Stacey, I was literally was going to play the when he went up there and did his speech, because I want people to understand that this man is so divisive and he's a racist. And the things that he was saying, I was like, are y'all not listening to this? You cannot possibly be standing there, the two black people that I saw, and think that what he is saying is okay. This man is
Right.
racist to the core, because when he went back to talk about how great America is, now I said that was a time when black people were slaves.
Okay.
What are you
Very
talking about? Like,
disenfranchised.
and black people, you're talking about when black people were slaves. It's
Right.
like
Like,
you
who
talking about
was
when they came
America
over on
great
the ships,
for?
and then
Who
girl, I
who
was
was
like,
America great
y'all
for?
not listening to what this man is saying.
The slave owners, it was great for them. It was great for the crops. It was great when the White House was being built, when the White House grounds were being built. I don't know at what point in history, that far back in history, that's not really that far ago, that long ago. Who was it really great for? You know? Um, because I read recently and saw recently where the lone Tulsa, Oklahoma bomber survivor couldn't even get her reparations. Okay, so I'm just trying to figure that out. And to date, California is the only state that has even attempted to look at and make right black reparations that are owed. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I just don't know who they talking about. Make America great again for who?
It's not about us. But I was like, y'all, if you listen to his speech, he lets you know this is who I'm, you know, trying to protect who I want to be here. Africans coming over here, making this country nasty. They're messing up our bloodline. Those are all racist tropes. So when you listen to that kind of stuff, it's just like, when you black man voting for Donald Trump, he's talking about getting rid of you. Like,
Okay, that
he's
part.
going to start with the illegals and send them back where they came from. Then he's going to work his way down this ladder.
You lying, Michelle. Please, first of all, that's funny. It's
What?
not funny at all. She's talking about Ben Carson is
He
on the
is.
heritage staff.
He is.
Oh my God. Why my mama, because I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Why my mama tell me? She said, Dr. Carson better not show his ass back up in Detroit. He gonna get his ass whooped.
Yeah,
You know.
he's on the staff.
Excuse my language, but of and for him to be a neuro doctor and all this stuff, he more tired than anybody I've ever met in my life. Between him and Trump falling asleep, well, Ben Carson was always falling asleep in meetings and in debates and all type of stuff. But they want to call Joe Sleepy Joe. At least he was in his 80s or is in his 80s. What's your
But
excuse, Ben? You're
Donald
not.
Trump was falling asleep at his own at
I
the
saw
RNC.
that. I saw that. He woke up when Amber don't know what I want to be today. Whatever her last name is, was talking.
Her
He said,
mother
"Oh, we
is
got
black
a
though.
token Negro. Half it, you know."
What
Sit
is her
back.
mother like? Her mother's like from the islands or something.
One of her parents, yeah, one of her parents
Her
is.
mother.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and her father. I don't know if he was Italian or
Oh, he's white.
he's
He
a
look like
white
a white
man.
man to me.
Yeah, he's a white man. Yes, his father's a white man because she recently was talking about she didn't want to basically ostracize that side of the family. Okay. Um, got it.
Yeah.
Make
Yep.
America white again.
Yep. But
Yeah.
Ben Carson
Well,
is on there.
yeah, he need to get slapped. My mama right about that. But that's the other thing. Look at the fact that Elon Musk. Okay, you talk about Elon. Trump said Elon Musk gives him 45 million a month or
Yes.
something.
Yep.
Uh, Elon Musk is the product of apartheid on the
Yep.
worst side. And so if you actually look at how I saw a while ago, like a documentary about him and his family and his, he continues to have these kids because he believes that white Europeans are the most intelligent humans and this, that, and the other. And he does not want the white race to be wiped out.
That's birth girth. That's the
Yeah.
birthright. Or
Yeah.
birth girth or something like that. That's why
hmm
they, yeah. This
And
is
so
why
to
they're
this, yeah, to this day, he's still having young kids, him
right.
and whatever lady he chooses,
I think he
you
just had
know?
another one.
Yeah. And it's just
But
like,
you know he's
ugh.
on the spectrum.
And my daughter is too, but my daughter don't act like that.
I know, but you know that I think he has Asperger's.
Yeah.
So he's not good with communicating. Like he's not good with social stuff. He's weird.
Yeah. Yeah. He's got a lot of deficits there,
Not
but
that I'm calling people with Asperger's weird, but he's just a weird one. First of all, I don't even think he's human. So y'all can keep on moving on with
right.
that.
I don't think
I
it's
really
the
don't believe that.
Asperger's. I
He
think
does
it's
that. They
his
say he has Asperger's.
I don't think it's even the spectrum that makes that, like I said, there's brilliant autistic people generation period in existence and beyond
Wasn't
and
that the what was the movie when the guy with the
uh,
dude that played when he was the mathematician and he could just do all these, didn't he have like Asperger's or he was autistic or something?
Einstein.
Not Einstein, but
Oh, I'm not good at reciting movies except for the ones that's from our community. Okay.
the guy
Um,
who played the gladiator, he played him.
y'all gonna have to help us out in the chat. Don't give me the line.
Yeah, Elon Musk is a racist, big time.
Yeah, he's absolutely a racist. That's what I think is wrong with him. And then his own sons um,
Don't like him.
don't like him, distance him because of his views.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I don't think it has anything to do with his Asperger's at all. I think that that's part of growing up in a uh, apartheid home.
Well, no,
Right?
because his
His father
mother,
was terrible.
well, his father is terrible, but his
Yeah.
mom got a divorce and he lived with his mother in Canada, right? And
Mm-hmm.
they end up moving to America and then getting their citizenship.
Mm-hmm. But I think that he resented the fact that he had a lot of his father's ways in him, from what I was seeing. And so his children don't, his sons don't even rock with him,
Right.
you
What do you
know?
think about JD Vance? Do you get offended because I said I think he's gay?
No. Who,
Okay.
gay?
I think he's gay.
Oh, let me tell you something.
JD Vance.
That don't listen, that does not bother me.
Okay.
I believe JD Vance, I'm gonna speak to you from a Marine standpoint. I might be saying too much, but in the Marine Corps, we have very dark humor. We do have racism all within the ranks. There's systemic
Mm-hmm.
racism. Um, we have people from all walks of life, and I believe that if that other governor out of Maryland, West, said that he was a bad Marine, I believe it, because
Yeah.
that is who is leading our forces now. There are terrible Marines all up through the ranks, not just Marines, every branch. And there's a lot of, so for example, um, Marines have a view towards civilian women. Um, if you're overweight, they will call you a dependopotamus, or a dependa, who basically is a Marine will go out, marry a woman. For example, I'm gonna remove me and my gender out of it, our gender. Let's just do male to female, right? A
Mm-hmm.
male Marine will marry a woman, a civilian woman, say she's overweight. She does not um, work. She just has babies. And so at work, when they come and work with us, they talk the worst on women, right?
Mm-hmm.
They talk bad about their wives. Not everyone, but a large amount do. And it's supposed to be, oh, what we talk about at work stays at work, but they disparage their wives a lot. And
Mm-hmm.
so, and then you have some that are very racist. If they see that you are a minority and you are working yourself up the ranks quicker than them, they will do a lot of discriminatory acts towards you. I witnessed it for 20 years.
Uh-huh.
Um, and then there's the other side. As Marines, we joke about Navy people always being gay, right? All the time. It's just like a dark humor joke, because they're seamen and,
Right.
blah, blah, blah. Um, but at the end of the day, there's a lot of closet gays in the Marine Corps ranks as well.
Right.
you know and a lot of them, that's why I would have to give briefs, much like a lot of top leadership all throughout the branches. We have to give briefs to our younger Marines. Hey, no credit card swiping. That's when a normally a male Marine would go and use their hand, make it straight, and swipe somebody's butt cheeks, right?
Why would they do
Or
that?
just playing around. But
Uh,
that crosses over, and you be looking like, why are you always grabbing my man nuts over there? Why are you always doing weirdo stuff? You know,
uh-huh.
so, yeah. I mean, it's very possible. And it's not just the Marine Corps. We do it in all branches, but in the Marine Corps is hidden under bravado, right? Army too.
Well,
And
I said all of that because Peter Thiel, who happens to be his uh, investor in him, he met him while he was at Yale. I believe he went to Yale,
mhm.
and he saw him speaking, and he was just enamored with him. And he said that was the best speech he had ever heard. And they began to talk, and from there, uh, this man was getting him a job when he got out of, I guess when he graduated out of college. When he got out of college, because he was going to school to be a lawyer. But after he had that conversation with Peter Thiel, he went into tech, And Peter Thiel got him his first job with somebody that he knew, Peter Thiel knew, got him a job. So he went from there, and his next job, his next adventure, Peter Thiel. And when he wanted to run for Senate, Peter Thiel endorsed him. Peter Thiel went to Trump and told Trump, to get behind him so he could be, so he could win. He ends up winning. He gave him $15 million and endorsed him in his Senate race, and he ends up winning. And Donald Trump backed him. See, it's all about money. It's all about money and power. Yeah. And like I said, because I did like an hour show about it when I first found it out, and I was like, there's something going on between these two men, because I don't know anybody that's going to back you that hard unless they're getting something out of it.
Well, and then break down the power. Look at how many people I said in the Senate, in the House, all these, on Capitol Hill, period, that are representatives of their constituents that have DUI, abusive records. They cross-dress. They're leading secretive lives. They got mistresses. They doing drugs. So whenever I see someone doing that, is the part of that power umbrella is if quid pro quo. If you do this for me, then I won't expose this, or I'll help you hide this. I've seen that a lot myself. Some of my hardest infantrymen leadership, I found out were cross-dressers to this day. And so you got what's called a good old boy network.
Right.
And you see that all through government jobs and big corporations. The Congress and governorship and all that is no different.
But I say all that.
Network. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I said all of that to say, and the reason why I did that is because you have these hypocrites up here, and I said y'all have to pay attention to what's going on. They sit up here and they live a whole closeted lifestyle, and then they come on here and they have you vote against who they are.
Mm-hmm.
They want you to, but then yet they can be who they are all day long in the back, but they want to stifle your freedoms while they're free because they have the money and the power to do so. And that's my whole point of bringing it up, because I find it hypocritical. But yet you're going to tell a woman that she can't do anything with her body, and she should be in the kitchen, and she should be doing this, that, and the other, while you over here living your life, your closeted lifestyle with this man. You cannot tell me that he and Peter Thiel don't have anything going on. And I believe that's gonna come out. Somebody gonna bring that
up. I forgot who it was, but it was in like one of those states many years ago, not even that long ago. Within this decade, right? It was in one of those states like Utah, Iowa, somewhere over there, right? Where these folks, you have constituents and you're against abortion, but you paying off mistresses to go to different abortion.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Bring out all their dirt. You want to bring out all. Now it's war, because I can go dig deeper and dig deeper and dig deeper. Get on Twitter, because Twitter tell you all your business, baby.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be I found some stuff about Lacey Graham over there. I was like, okay.
He's another Lindsey Graham. Yes, he is another one. I can't stand him. I think he's gay too.
He is.
Yeah, very much so. Mm-hmm. So
but that's my thing. They get to live their life because they have the money and they have the power, but they don't believe that you should be living your life the way they live theirs. Now that's my whole point. That's why I brought it up, and I'm gonna keep talking about it until it come out, because I know it's gonna come out. You can't look at his wife. Look how tired she looks. Yeah, because she's chasing behind that man. She's chasing behind him. He over there with Peter.
Melania don't even want to be around Trump.
She don't want to be, because she know Trump. She know Trump is a child molester, honey. She don't want to lay down with him. She knows the truth about him.
Yeah, all them times towards the end, right before they did the change of command, or should have anyway, where Biden took over. Melania did not want to touch Trump's little hands at all, coming down the Air Force One,
But she
nothing.
had to pay that price though, then, because she wanted that green card. He made her
Yeah.
a citizen, so she
Yeah.
got what she got. She wanted. She got what she asked for, and she got to live up in that gold ugly place over there in New York, Trump
Yep.
Towers, whatever. She got to live like
Mm-hmm.
got to live like a queen. She got to go everywhere. They could go with their little fake money and their fake fame. You know what I'm saying? So she got to like she was able to live a lifestyle,
Well, and
right?
that's the thing too. That's another intricate part of the Project 2025 about immigration and not allowing people to get, married and stuff like
Right,
that. But then you got President Trump, his wife, most of his wives have been immigrants. He brought over Melania's parents
right.
and gave them green. They were on a fast track. So what's good for the
What
goose is
now?
not good for the
Girl, that made me so mad. I'm like, y'all are so stupid to sit here and watch this. This man is talking about immigration, but he just gave them a citizenship.
okay. And
Gave
I
it
got
to him.
one of my one service members when we were in combat, we had to award. He was from Trinidad. When I first got over there, he was unalived. When we had just took him to the embassy to sign to start the process to be in that to get his citizenship. And
Mhm.
on our way back from the embassy, we got bombed and he lost his life. And we had to posthumously award it to him because the government sent, had him in the military. And, I was his boss for 2, 3 years at that time and would not give it to him on a fast track. And then I got other soldiers and Marines who I've worked with, who I went to combat in the beginning of 2003 and 4, who during Trump's tenure was sent out of the country after they were Iraq and Afghan veterans.
Are you serious?
Yes, they had lawsuits and everything. Sure did. Sure did. Their spouses, they got deported. Sure did. And
Under
so
Trump.
under Trump, yes. And
Wow.
then I
They
had
serve
a
this country, and then you're gonna see this is what I'm
yes.
talking about with Mr. Bone Spurs over there with his doing all his saluting and stuff. And then you're gonna talk about your ear. Miss
Okay.
me with your raggedy ear, damn thing off, right? That's how I feel. I don't care about this dog on YouTube. I really don't.
Okay. That's why your
That
lifetime
that,
content
that
don't happen.
man, he doesn't, and mark my words. This ain't gonna be the only one. They just had another one. They had one when he was over there in Milwaukee. They caught that man before he
Well,
got
well,
behind up in
check this. Check this out. Before I left, before I got stationed back on the East Coast, I was in Arizona, and I had a Marine that was under me. Um, was in the process. This is during Trump as well, being our commander in chief and president. He or it was a female to male transgender. I'm sorry. Yes, a female to male, and he
right.
quotations was under the knife at the time having upper surgery done. He was having his breast removed from when he was a female.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Do you know Trump during the surgery? Trump was on there stating that he was going to reverse at the time. When I first came in, it was don't ask, don't tell policy as far as gays.
Mm-hmm.
Obama fixed all of that, and then boom. So Trump's there. I send this Marine. We send her on leave. Him on leave, and he's under the knife, getting the breast removed. Kept the bottom at the time. It was you had to go through phases. Within 2 years, you had to have psychological examinations, this, that, and the other, be on hormones, blah blah blah. And if you choose the surgeries, do you know that during that surgery, Trump said that he was going to ban transgender? And so when he came out of surgery, it sent him into like a psychosis because to know that you had been in the military all this time, I think at this time this Marine had been in 8 years, 8, 9 years, be undergoing current transitioning surgery, come out and your commander in chief is stating that they're going to ban you, remove all your benefits, And we had to put that Marine on extended leave to get mental health assistance ASAP. Like, it was crazy.
But they're going to do that now. Yeah, I think they're not going to allow uh, gays in the military or LGBTQ, transgender people in the military. I think that's part of the Project 2025.
Well, too late, because yeah. I mean, and it's just been a mess. So not only that, but then for the vaccine thing, now I got Marine veterans and Army veterans that I'm close to saying, hey, we're getting emails and letters in the mail stating that we can come back to the military, because they basically separated them over the COVID vaccine at the time, and for being gay. I'm talking about 15 years ago, all the
Right.
way up to just a few years ago. But now they're offering them huge sign-on bonuses and blah, 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 blah. And so, I mean, it's just crazy. It's crazy. Now he wants to undo all of that and throw them back in the closet. I'm retired. I ain't going in nobody's closet.
But it
Okay?
makes me it angers me. It angers me
Yeah.
because they're just hypocrites. That's all they are, hypocrites. They're over here calling Joe Biden pedo Joe. When you got the Donald Trump was on Epstein Island, how many times?
Right.
Not one
Okay.
time. We're talking about probably a dozen. But he was there. The girl has come out and next they're releasing all the files now. It's out in the open. This is a disgusting human being. He's disgusting. And it angers me because it's like, how dare you sit here, you talk bad about Kamala, you call her all kind of, because she was over there with her legs over for this man and Montel Williams and all that. Trump's wife is nude.
Okay.
With a whole nother woman. So I need y'all to put your hypocrisy on hold. Okay? Because y'all doing way too much. It's like y'all don't see it. That's not real. That's not real. He didn't say that. Like robots. And I get so irritated. I'm just like, I mean, the coup they didn't storm the Capitol. They went there to go visit at the Capitol. Those are fake people. Those are people that are of those are the far left people. I can't think of the name of those people.
Antifa.
That's not Antifa. What are y'all talking about? Y'all
Same thing they said about this.
So when Donald Trump gets injured, with the boy trying to take him out, now all of a sudden, and I think Kennedy said this today when he had his little press conference, that Joe Biden ordered that hit. See, and this is when I said, I don't need no president that eat dogs. You need to go sit your behind down. And I said it in the chat. You need to go away. You're weird.
Yeah, I heard that.
Because the chat was live, honey. I was going in. Let me tell you something. These people, they are the 60 million of them, because it's probably about 60 million people that believe in Donald Trump for whatever reason. I don't know. A lot of these people are racist. They do not want America. They are horrified that Obama became president. It messed their whole world up. It messed it up.
Yeah.
And they don't know how to get along, honey. It's just ruined their whole life because everything is Obama, Obama, Obama. So
they don't view us as worthy and humans or on the same level. They still view us as animals.
These people, and I'm telling you, when Kamala wins this race, y'all better be prepared, because all hell, and she a woman and she black and she's of color.
Okay.
All hell gonna break loose.
And she wear pantsuits. Okay. Look, they was
all
on Obama for
hell
that
is going to break loose. So y'all be prepared, be ready for it. These people are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. For real, for real. When I saw that clip of that dude say, Obama, this is Obama. Obama is living his life. Why would Obama want to put a hit on Trump? He don't care about that. His main goal is to get Joe Biden to sit his behind down somewhere so this woman can get up here or somebody can get up here and run and win. They're not thinking about taking anybody. The only people that do that is them. And then to blame Biden for that and to blame the Democratic Party for, inciting all this hateful things against our God, Trump. Are you kidding me? Trump is the main one that's always inciting, hatred, violence.
Mm-hmm.
I think you sent me a video I think it was you that sent me a video when he's talking about, when Trump started out, he was like, "Oh, go ahead, drag him up out of here." When he was debating or had one of his first rallies,
mm-hmm.
and he was, "Go ahead and drag him out of here. They're bad people. Drag him out of here. I'll pay for you to get you out of jail," or whatever he was saying. But it's just like he's always did that. And so now they're going to fight him in his ass.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, oh, it's the Democratic, it's the liberals that did it. No, it's Donald Trump that did it to himself. Donald Trump did it. Then and I know that's not the first, and it ain't gonna be the last. So I said, if he gets elected, he ain't gonna be able to serve. He's not serving for it.
What they were saying, I can't believe that someone would try and assassinate the former president.
Child, bye.
And hold on, and they was. I heard it was Obama. Then I heard it was Sleepy Joe fault because he did so bad at the debate that he knew he couldn't win. And then it was, I can't believe there's so much hatred. And I'm like, did y'all not forget that y'all was successful in assassinating Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, what is it, JFK? Was it JFK that was shot at?
JFK.
Yeah,
JFK was
like, but wait a second.
And even Robert Kennedy, the Kennedy, his father was assassinated.
Well, it's not even just that. How quickly we forget how they were calling for Pence to be hung.
Yes.
Just on January 6th.
Exactly.
So what? I'm just a little confused. And then all those caricatures and cartoons about Obama being hung by a noose. I didn't forget. Because that was when the racism in the military was at an all-time high.
Oh, I used to see those every. I would turn on, it could have been anything, and you would just see, like, when I was on Facebook, you would just see like pictures and videos of these people, like with him on his head, Obama, a face of Obama on a stick, and then marching there and setting it on fire. I was like,
painted him as a monkey.
Kathy Griffin came out, and the joke was, what's his name's head. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Lost a job. She needed to apologize. She got ostracized. And I'm thinking to myself, but they did that to Obama.
And worse. Had a monkey head on him and everything in a suit.
They still call Michelle Obama a monkey.
And a man.
A monkey and a man.
And a man, yeah.
So that's why I say I'm not going high. Don't ask me to, because I'm not doing it. I will stay low and I will go even lower. Okay.
Right.
And so I will continuously to talk about this JD Vance the same way they sit up and they talk about Michelle Obama. I don't care. Y'all don't have to like it. It ain't here for you to like. It's me and what I'm saying. Period.
Right.
I think JD Vance is a homosexual. He's in the closet, and I think his love is Peter Thiel. There, I said it. Period.
Okay. Well, all you got to do is follow the money. Follow
the money, baby. That's why there's a whole P. Diddy situation going on over here. And you can talk about Michelle Obama being a man. I'm gonna talk about JD Vance. And I'm gonna talk about Trump. Give me time. We still got 3 months.
But these are people who were mad at Michelle Obama for putting nutritious foods in the school.
Right.
So, it's not much left to expect for that side, And at the end of the day, you have to follow the money, see where it's at, see where these big donors are at. We already know that it's the NRA, right? That was another aspect that not a lot of people are talking about. All this fear-mongering and fake assassination, inside job stuff is another reason for them to say, oh, we need more weapons. I am a gun owner. I have multiple rifles and handguns and compound bows in my house. but we don't need to have AR-15s easily accessible to where they can
Right.
continue to assassinate citizens, right? We don't need our National Guard fighting American citizens. That's not what it's for, you know? And that's what Trump, he wants to be a dictator. And
Right.
if hey, the majority of us have felonies in Congress or, or not the majority, but a bunch.
Yep.
Let's create these hypocritical laws and foundational think tanks to write handbooks and blah, 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 that it's good for us to do it, but your average citizen will go to jail for it,
Right.
you know, or, let's
First of all,
hide our,
Donald Trump should not even be running for president. He should not be running. He has
no,
34 felonies. Where is he
right.
going?
It goes back to that high crimes and misdemeanors. I told you about this in the Constitution. There's a reason why Trump wants to abolish the Constitution. He wants to become a dictator. He admires Putin. He admires uh, uh, Kim Jong Un, right? That's what
The
he
guy
wants.
and the guy from Hungary.
North Korea. And yes, and so let's get away with the Constitution because that creates oversight. That will create regulations. That will maintain regulations. It's not enough that we pack the Supreme Court with conservative-minded people, right? Which is fine. There's nothing wrong with having conservatives,
You
but
need
you
a
did it
balance.
in a yes, you did it in a awful way. When Ruth Ginsburg passed away,
Right.
so that wasn't right. And so it's like that's the Supreme Court of the land. So you want to get away from civil servants. You want to dissolve federal organizations that provide oversight. You want to demolish and abolish the Constitution. You want to get away from certain taxes for the wealthy. Okay, so when is this going to benefit us? When is middle class and lower income people going to feel human? When are we going to be able to have jobs to where and food and housing and all this stuff that is going to bring balance to citizens, right? How dare we want to be treated with equality and dignity, right? It doesn't affect Trump because he has money
Right.
and his major interest groups, they want to protect, big pharma. Well, if you push out all these medicines and make them at a high price, well, what's the point of healing people when we can make more money? It's all about money and power.
At the end of the day, that's it. All about
That's
money and power. You got to get those
Mhm.
people out. It's okay to
Yeah,
have money. It's okay to have power, but
right.
it's okay. And we understand
Yeah,
that. But at the same time, it's the American people that put you in your place. So you need to have some type of understanding and compassion for the people who elected you, not just these big corporations. Because at the end of the day, you can stop shopping at these big at these Walmarts. Stop shopping at Walmart and see what happens.
well, the other thing is you go to, like, I'm from the inner city, Detroit. It's hard to find grocery stores until you go to the burbs. So they put those Walmarts there. They put those Dollar Generals, those Family Dollars, those Dollar Trees,
Right.
right? Liquor stores. In my city, it's liquor stores, barbershops, and strip clubs everywhere. Grocery stores, hard to find. I mean, they're not hard to find, but they're hard to, you can't just walk to it, okay?
Right.
Or even ride a bike, right? So let's keep disenfranchised and marginalized people down, but at the lower level.
Hmm.
That was the whole point of building projects, to put all these people, low income people, in this one sector of the city so that they wouldn't taint our white neighborhoods, right?
Right.
Let's keep them over there. The socioeconomic plight. Let's keep them there. Let's make them have to eat processed foods, which is making us have cancer and lung issues and blah, 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 blah. Meanwhile, you go across to the suburbs, they thriving over there.
Hmm.
Because who's over there? The senators' families,
Hmm.
the mayor's families, right? Learning to love
Love
myself
myself.
said, um,
She said there are food deserts in inner cities, in the inner cities. Is that what you?
yeah. I was looking at above that. She said, I hope Joe Biden pardons his son on the way out. That's the main reason why Trump wants to get into the presidency again so that he can be relieved of his legal woes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because
That
he said at his speech, you know, you got to help me out. So we all that's the only reason why that's the only reason why he's running in the first place.
yeah.
That's the
It's
only
not for
reason.
American people.
It's not.
And
He has
it's
no
him.
agenda. I
Yeah.
mean, he doesn't. He doesn't.
He's
His
a
agenda is
sociopath.
Project 2025. Period.
He
Period.
is a sociopath. He is not a Christian. He can't even hold the Bible up the correct way. He is a sociopath. He has no remorse. He has no empathy. He has no compassion at all. He
Did
is
you see
a
how he walked up? Okay, so let's talk about it. He went. The guy behind him got shot. The one of
mm-hmm.
his people fans lost his life watching him, and he didn't even call the family the next day. Right?
Yeah.
Supposedly he was out golfing. I don't know how true that is, but that's what they said. But um, yeah, he didn't call the wife, but they raised $6 million in a GoFundMe account for the people who were wounded. I think it was three of them. That two got wounded, and then the man lost his life. So at his speech, he said that, we raised all this money for you and the families that were hurt, got injured. He goes over, they roll in the guys. I guess he was a firefighter or something, and they bring in his fighter outfit on a
Mm-hmm.
rollout thing. Trump goes over there and kisses it on the helmet and hugs it. And he was like, "Oh, I love this. This was a good man. This was a good man." And I looked around. I'm in my little right here, my little space. I looked around. I was like, "Are y'all not looking at this? This looks crazy."
Okay.
But you over here telling Joe Biden he too old. This man is a lunatic. He's crazy.
Oh, and that he didn't respect veterans that got
You didn't
shot.
call the woman. Right.
Right.
You talk mad crap about uh
John
military
McCain
people.
and mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you just dude is trash. I can't even like this man doesn't care about anyone but himself. And you could just see that he was putting on a show and people in the audience crying. I couldn't believe they had a little maxi pass over their ear. They're over there just crying, boo-hoo and stuff. Oh, we're doing this in solidarity with Trump. What?
You look like a damn fool. Take that. My grandma would have slapped their mouth. Okay.
I can't. And when I tell you that I get so stressed out, my husband is like, let's not talk about it today. But my anxiety was high because I knew deep down in my heart, if Joe Biden does not step down, I don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
I believe in him because I choose to believe in him. But
This is the best time
looking
for.
at it, he's just too old. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah. Well,
oh,
the
they
other
said they
thing.
misspelled the man's name. Lord have
Yeah.
mercy. That tells you everything you need to know.
Yeah, he's a sociopath, and they don't care. Just like I'm not a conspiracy theorist at all. I believe it's an inside job. We talked about this last week. But did you pay attention to the woman behind him with the phone when everything popped off?
W1 told me about that, and W1 because he saw that too, and he said he researched it. That was
Crazy. She watched it. It just further, like I said, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I'm gonna believe my eyeballs. Okay. Um, and the fact that that shooter was below the snipers. Mhm.
first of all, how do you get 5 shots off.
Right. At
1,
a
2,
minimum.
3, 4, 5 shots.
They watched
That
him.
ain't.
Yeah. It's an inside job. And
I don't even think I do. I think it's an inside job, but I do not think
Mm.
he was meant to even get hit. I think it was a setup to make it seem like, oh, Trump was almost assassinated. I think it was all just a scam, just a show, because he's a showman. And so he walks in with his thing over his ear. Let me tell you something. You've been for real shot at. Then you're gonna get on stage and you're gonna act like you just be rude and nasty the way you were prior, but you're supposed to be nice and kind. That's not in you, right? But you almost lost your life for real.
And how he
You're not
felt.
going to behave like that, and you're not going to go to a doggone staged event out in the open. No one is that strong. People need to understand this man is not that strong, because everybody has fear in him. He's only human. He's not going to get out. I got to go back out to the street. I got to get back out there. Nah, bruh. You full of it. And I believe that with everything in me, that whole thing is not real. I just don't believe it. I don't believe it. I think that's a scratch on his ear. He did not get hit by a bullet. He got hit, or he squeezed like what's the name said. He fell down and he pushed that whatever.
That fake blood.
Fake blood.
Well, the other thing is too,
Shani, like this as he came
they
up.
normally when they having, for the ones that I've had to attend and provide security for, they normally have encasements. They will have bulletproof glass or fiberglass thick enough surrounding the stage, right? You won't see it if you're just watching from TV. Sometimes you will. They will have clear encasements around the stage for just that.
Mm-hmm.
I believe he was shocked. That's why he fell the way he did, because he was like you said, like, oh, this wasn't supposed to hit me. It was an inside job. I think he's like, oh shit, this was not a part of the plan. Let me,
right.
Right. And so, that was shock. And I also believe that it wasn't inside. I'm not going to say staged because somebody got hurt. I believe that it was an inside job to take some poor rural person that would think that they were part of the Goonies or some incest looking child or young man to off someone else, somebody that no one would truly miss. You're talking about elitists here, right? And I believe it backfired. And so now we got to wear this maxi pad and pretend like a piece of my ear. For the doctor to say that he did not require stitches, but that a piece of his ear was blown off, and that it would heal on its own and refuse.
No, it's not.
It's cartilage and a thin piece of skin. Holyfield ear was chunked off, right? Bit off.
It's still
And it's still missing. That cartilage is not going to refuse.
No.
Like, just the audacity must be on sale, or maybe it's just on free 99. I don't know. But I'm nobody's fool. Okay? And it's just too much.
And exactly. Then he got shot.
Behavior.
He got hit by a bullet. And then he asking for his shoes. Come on.
Well, he throws up his hand and says, fight, fight, fight. That's what you wanted. That was a dog whistle.
Yes. And I was like, are y'all not, this is crazy. This is not real. This is made for TV. Y'all living in the Matrix. It's either red pill, blue pill. I'm taking the red pill because I like the truth. Y'all taking the blue pill. Y'all sitting up here believing this bull crap. This is bull crap. This ain't real, y'all. This is made for TV. This is a made for TV. This is a Lifetime series.
I feel like it's the Twilight Zone.
It ain't even good. Exactly.
Yeah. Or the Matrix or something.
It is the Matrix. We in the Matrix. Mm-hmm. Because I find it very interesting all of a sudden. Well, so the boy made a list with Kamala's name was on this list and Joe Biden's name was on this list. And let me tell you, it came right on time when the Epstein files was released, when they were getting ready to sentence him the following week. Oh, actually, before he went to the RNC, he was supposed to get sentenced, but then he gets hit with the fake bullet,
Right.
and the judge had to the judge on his trial, the recent one he had,
Dismiss
going to put the
them,
sentencing off until
classified.
like August or something like that, or August or September, and then no one's talking about the Epstein files.
Well, the classified documents got
Again, the classified documents, right?
yeah.
That too.
And so to me that is what I prefer to call sympathy sympathy justice. We know he's guilty, but because he just went through a traumatic experience, we're going to dismiss these
Right.
cases, right? And it doesn't make it right at all. Sorry, it's a motorcyclist driving by.
And then
And
you have
so
all these people like literally, oh, Donald Trump, oh yeah, he survived he took a bullet for us and all this kind of stuff. What the hell?
yeah, and I'm like, I'm sorry, but during all the protests during COVID and Black Lives Matter, I seen rubber bullets do way more damage
Girl, what?
than that.
Yes. Yes.
Paintball rounds do more damage than that.
And then
I
when he
mean,
was
for
there,
real.
I don't, but when even during his speech, he literally said, oh, my bullet, my wound on my ear was just bleeding. It was just so much blood, so much blood. The doctor said your ear bleeds the most out of any part of your body. Your ear bleeds the most. The doctor told me that my ear was just
No, it
bleeding with
don't.
so much blood. I was like, it wasn't that much
Your
blood.
head does.
You know what so much blood is? You putting that fake blood in your hand and squeezing it as you went down. How convenient that was. Y'all go back and y'all keep watching that.
Yeah, he
I'm almost
swiped it on his
convinced
cheek.
that what Amanda Seals was saying. I'm almost
Well,
convinced of that now.
that Tizzy Int. I was going to send it to you, but then I saw that you had saw it
Him
where
too. Mm-hmm.
yeah, where and that's why I said, well, you already liked it, so you saw it, where they broke down the shooter and that the people that was saying that he was from Pennsylvania, wherever it was, in Philly or whatever, Pennsylvania, he was a Republican, and that they tried to spin it because I got into it with the Jedi and some of his followers and was like, what are you talking about? They're like, he was Antifa. It came from the left. It was a Democrat. And I was like, what? First of all, if it was a Democrat and if it was a black person or a brown person, they would have plastered that person's face immediately.
Yes.
The fact that they did not plaster his face for hours, for almost 2 hours afterwards, did not
I
show
thought it was
any
a
of
whole
that.
day.
Told me that this was a white person, a white male most likely.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next story was going to be, oh, he had suffered from mental health issues. No, what turned out was he was a young white male. He was a Republican person, registered person. He was bullied, sure. A lot of people are bullied. That doesn't make them turn into an assassin.
Right.
Normally, they might go out and do some weird stuff, and yeah, you do get a couple mass shooters, well, a lot of them. However, no one's gonna go there, and then you don't just bypass the Secret Service and the tactical teams to set up shop below the scout snipers to get a clear shot on the former president. That's not how that works. You know what I'm saying? So
But I found
naturally,
it
they're all
interesting.
quiet.
But I found it interesting what Tizzy said because I agree with that. The dude was so enamored by him and loved him so
Me
much
too. Yeah.
that he put him on this pedestal as like a god. And like when people are so attracted to that, are fans. I mean, we saw
Be immortalized with their
yeah,
idols.
exactly. Taxi cab driver or taxi driver. I think that's the name of it. Robert De Niro back in the day. He was this crazy fan, and he fan of someone, and he went to go assassinate them. It was another movie called The Fan. I think he played in that one too. Yeah, so it's you're right. They immortalize these people, and so yeah, he wanted to make a name of himself. He didn't hate him. He just wanted to do a big show. This man is a big guy. He's this big man, and Donald Trump. You ain't come walk on the child by. I can't because you know what? It's just so fake. It's just
Very
so
much so.
fake.
Yeah. And then naturally, his parents called the law enforcement X amount of minutes before, hours before. What? Okay. And so all he needed, I mean, when you have a crowd that size who peeped out what was going on before it actually happened, 3 to 4 minutes when it happened. Well, now you got to take him out. You can't take him out of handcuffs and offer him Burger King because the crowd already peeped that he was setting up shop 3, 4 minutes before the whole shebang occurred.
And who walks
Right.
across the field with a
Okay.
weapon?
And sets
Climb
up
up on top
shop.
of the roof. They had their eye on him for 30 minutes before he even shot the first bullet.
Mm-hmm. And
And then
below
he got
the
5 rounds off. And
right.
he got 5 rounds off.
Okay. If I would have just walked past with a stun gun, I would have got unalived. Being that close. And in another clip I saw, they was like the fact that somebody used the word and made a threat at at the convention or one of the campaign rallies. They like swooped him off the stage right away based off of verbal threats. And then we saw how long it took Secret Service to actually get to him. Normally they're in place 1 to 1.5, no more than 2 steps away from the presidential candidate,
Right.
you know. So I know we broke all this down last week, but I'll just be like, oh my God, but that was something. I like how Tizzy, because that's a different perspective. And that's what FBI is supposed to do, is to bring break out psychological different perspectives and this, that, and the other. But good old Trump and his cronies want to do away with certain aspects of the FBI and
Right.
oversight. So it's like, okay, y'all got it.
Uh,
I it's a mess. It is the Twilight Zone.
it's the Twilight Zone. It is.
Hmm.
It is. You just well, you know. Well, I appreciate you being up here, sweetheart. Next Sunday we'll be talking about Project 2025. Now I don't know what's gonna happen in between now and then.
Right. We get little by little. Thank you for
Little by
having me.
little. I
Hmm.
have been coming on during the week a little bit, like on a Thursday or whatever, if something pop up. But you know, I'm here. I will pop up if I need to be. Um, yeah, but I appreciate you coming up here. We've been on here for 3 hours now, and my
Yes,
hot
and I
flash.
will.
I keep doing like this because my little hot flashes, drinking my juice,
I
everything. I'm
know
going through it.
it. I'm
My hair
finally
was
going
straighter
through
when
it
it
now.
came out, like it's all puffy now. That's the sweat, honey.
Hmm.
So,
You know what? But that fan, we didn't get the robotic voice, so you doing good, Sonny. I know all of us women, we gonna have to go through it.
you
I'm
know what it
next, I
was? It
guess.
was my mic. So I changed my mic back to my old mic because I was a new
Okay.
mic. So I changed it.
Well, you cool off, and thank you once again for having us up. And I will see you next time you live.
Okay. I appreciate you always coming up, having
All
this great
right.
old conversation, honey. That's what
You
we
know
do.
it. I'm over here angry, but that's how you get stuff done. So, all right. Well, you be blessed. Everybody in
Okay.
the chat as well. All
You
right. Bye.
too. Thank you. So everyone, I thank you all for coming here. I think we're gonna be okay. Like Kendrick Lamar says, we're gonna be all right because we always are, and we always pull it through. That's who we are. Um, I think if Kamala is the presidential nominee, it's gonna be a good day, and we're gonna get out there. We're gonna stay strong. We're gonna get this woman put in office. She will be the first female president. She will be a president for all races, not just for our race, right? But she's going to be a president, and we're going to be proud because she'll be the first female president to ever grace this great nation. And we will be on the road, on the road to uh, democracy and being able to get our rights back. And I'm so happy that this is happening. God bless Joe Biden. May he rest. May he sit down drink his coffee, his juice, his tea, whatever, and have him a cracker or a crumpet, whatever they do in that home of his with his wife, and spend his last chapter of his life in peace and serenity. Okay. I love you all. Y'all take care of yourselves. And I will see you next time